That's what you get for not planning ahead.
I
All the time
was
you were
planning.
you were
No,
sitting
the
there
truth
doing
is,
nothing.
I was trying to be a good boy this week and get some stuff in there, and yeah, and I should not do prep like right before a session because I lose all track of time. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, I still need to do all of this stuff, and it's like, and Jace is like, 3, 2, 1, we're live.
Ta-da!
Oh Lord.
Ta-da!
Hey guys. So glad this is on camera for everyone to see. It is Tuesday Dungeons and Dragons. Also known as Second Friday or Taco Friday, if that's your kind of thing.
Frittata
So,
Friday.
well, I mean, I usually order pizza on Tuesdays, but you know, whatever. But hey, it is Black Tower Stories: Adventures in Athoria, chapter 94 this week, with the Knights of Silver Methyl or Silver Knights of the Methyl. I'll give those.
You got
Get
the
a real
name
name.
of Adventures in Athoria right this time, but then you got the party name wrong again.
Well, you know, yes, and you guys don't even spell it right. This is what you get by
It's spelled correctly.
So.
For our name.
Anyway, last session, in chapter 93, you guys spent some time in, the Temple of Seer, with an Acropolis, and did kind of a Kalemi ritual type thing, to speak to him and get some information. After collecting some information, you guys decided to act on that information immediately, and broke in to the Blackthorn family crypts. There in the necropolis.
We did not break in, sir. Nothing was broke.
By way of a window that Izal created via a row of patches, useful items, things. So, once you guys got in there, you guys got to the point where you were thinking, hey, we need to start prepping to fight some werewolves, only to realize that you guys had not yet picked up really any of your equipment. So you guys departed, trying very carefully to leave everything exactly as you left it, and returned home to receive a package from the Lyceum, including oil of silver and wolfsbane elixirs. And after kind of divvying up a little bit, decided it's probably not the right time of day now to go traipsing in an underground catacombs. And so, yeah, you guys decided to kind of lay low a little bit, do some other stuff, including some bar crawling, and some wooing.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yep.
We gambled.
And so, that's true. You guys did gamble. Of course, you guys got to gamble the episode that Caleb was missing. Big, you know, even though Caleb likes to gamble. All of Kilmo's characters like to gamble, by the way.
Did we have
Caleb?
Caleb?
The one that sucks at it.
Did we have Caleb gamble though? I think we had him because we only bet in copper. I was like,
yeah, I don't know. So, yes, by my records, it appears to be the evening of the 70th day of the first seed. He's all got to spend some time away from the party. And yeah, makes his way home, or makes our way home, sorry. Kind of towards the evening. I would assume in a good mood.
I would say
glow.
that I invited Frigga
right.
to come with us bar hopping.
That is true, because you wanted her to meet your friends.
Because everyone keeps calling me a scamp, and it's not true.
That's true, that's true. So, he's all kind of coming in with a compatriot. a female woman standing about 6'7", massive, well built, but wearing this kind of light green dress that seems a little unnatural on her built frame. You have not seen an individual like this yet, Yandre, but Caleb, you would definitely recognize her as Vana. You know, some of the part giant kin from the far north of here. You've most likely met a few, but you're a little close to the equator for so many of the alpine and tundra dwelling Vana to make it this far south.
Gotcha.
But yes, you could tell quite well built. She has this sort of a muscular, athletic build. Kind of long, flowing white hair that's kind of in rough ringlets and waves. You see a hint of what looks like may have been some scars from a long time ago. And you see some kind of tattooing barely being hidden by the dress. And despite the fact she's in this kind of evening attire, you do see she looks like she has a dagger on one hip. And you can see like the faintest amount of maybe a chain shirt underneath the dress. Kind of meant to look like some kind of gossamer underlayer, but no, it's armor. And you see what would be a short sword for most people, kind of strapped on the back of her belt, but to her it just looks like a big, carving knife. But as she's kind of looking down at the rest of you, kind of nodding. So, these are your friends.
Yeah.
And who is this?
Suppose I should introduce you all. This is Caleb. He's our resident wizard weirdo. This is Frigga. This is Yandre. It's a holy man from another place. There's more to it. This is Frigga. Kelmac, recently admitted to horrible war crimes of whiskey and water. I don't know how to feel about him right now. Frigga, and this is Jan Volred. Where'd he go? He had to step out for just a moment. But yeah.
I see. Your friends look, well, with the exception of the cat, they look quite small.
Well, you're actually quite big.
Yes, I suppose I am, especially here in the south.
And to be honest, if you're comparing us to our friend here, you're actually quite larger than she is.
She makes up for it. Besides, she has more muscle than most of you do.
We all
And she
fulfill
can
our
take a
role.
hit.
Yeah.
Sorry, your statement just reminded me of the Betty White quote.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't see nothing. It's still saying it's loading. Either way,
We see you though.
Yeah.
that's all that matters.
Just don't pick your nose
Yeah,
right
so
now.
don't do anything embarrassing.
Don't throw up any gang signs. Oh no, the double finger. This frigate, I guess we're a couple, but we're still kind of figuring out how that works, because I'm not always around, and she works, and I don't know how these things work, but she's really cool, and I really like her, and I figured it'd be about time that I show you all, like, when I'm not at home. This is Frigga.
So this is who you scamp with.
No, that is not the word.
Frigga just kind of looks down and he's all smiles just a little bit.
But I invited her to come, like, bar hopping with us. Here we all just hang out before we go do more work.
Sounds good to me.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
That's creepy.
It is a pleasure to meet all of you. And I hope you will help her stay safe. Or at least not put her in too much trouble.
Well, she puts herself into a lot of trouble.
Yes. I sense that about her.
They are tactical decisions.
She's also very good at getting out of those situations, so...
We were about to go to the Jovial Bard if you wanted to come. That's next stop.
Yes. Didn't we go to the Jovial Bard, though?
No, we were at the Daring Dragon.
Okay.
By jovial bard, do you mean the laughing minstrel?
That one. What? I've mistranslated it on my head.
Okay, good. Just making sure I was like the jovial bard. I wouldn't put it against me to have a tavern named that. So
It is basically the Laughing Minstrel, only different words.
Yeah.
They're like the Burger King to the McDonald's.
yeah, I mean, who knows? It could be. No, it's not in Eladon. I was just kind of curious.
I know there's a Jovial Wolf, but that was last campaign.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That was
We
in Summerness.
go bar hopping.
Still curious
Bar.
what the shield does.
What does?
The shield at the Joker.
Oh yeah. Never did find out about that.
Nope. Either way.
It was
Yeah,
cursed.
let's go.
We'll figure that out in another campaign.
It blocks cursed arrows.
Or it's a shield of arrow catching.
There you go.
Hey, I told you to give me that, and you wouldn't.
Hell no, I'm not doing anything to make Ohm look tankier than he already was.
If he doesn't want to hit you,
You
he
took
doesn't.
a siege, Etten. I mean, you started getting on the losing end of that, but you still took one. Anyway, so you guys head over to the Laughing Minstrel. Vibrant and bustling. You guys can hear the sounds of laughter and entertainment spill out into the streets before you even arrive there. As you kind of make your way in, the interior of the Laughing Minstrel is dominated by a large stage in its center that gives like a 360-degree view where live performances and comedic acts take place. The stage is framed by ornate curtains, and the backdrop is adorned with this large mural depicting a jovial minstrel surrounded by mirthful patrons. And you see other kinds of individuals, such as like almost kind of like playbills or kind of posters from behind, kind of plastered on the walls a little bit. The place is mostly here for it's the entertainment at that point. And this evening, the Laughing Minstrel is in the process of hosting a local sketch comedian, who seemed to be doing pretty well with the crowd. You guys are able to find, or you kind of flag down someone. You meet a young halfling woman who introduces herself as Tessa. Upon taking a look at your party, she kind of brings you back to an area, quickly busses a table and wipes it down, and kind of lets you guys slink in before asking about any particular food or drink that you would like to have this evening. They have a special on roasted meats and pies of both the sweet and savory variety. And before too long, as you guys settle in, food is brought to the table, and it's up to you. Who is that? Oh, Jace changed his thing.
I never
I'm gonna have
changed
to
mine.
exit Discord really quick, because it still hasn't loaded. It's just a swirling nightmare, and I can't see anything or do anything. So, be right back.
Okay.
Technical.
Buttons.
Just not in the right spot.
Butts.
Hi, Volred. Didn't know you were at this tavern the whole time.
Well, of course.
He heard booze and was like,
He already
Yeah,
left
totally
to
cool.
that one.
no, it's just
Yes.
like, oh, Izal came home with her girlfriend. No, I don't want to meet her. But then you heard booze and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
I had to take a rather large shit. I'm sorry.
That happens.
Excellent.
Better off camera than on.
Oh no, okay, yeah, that was technically real life too.
That was Volred and Rab at the same time.
Anyway, you guys are at the Laughing Minstrel. Anything in particular you guys want to do this evening?
No.
Laugh.
With the minstrels or at minstrels?
Why not both?
What's the name of this sketch comic?
His name is
Wayne
Silas.
Brady. Ooh, Silas. The sketch comic.
Wayne Brady.
Brain weighty. Cool.
Yep. A quick-tongued gnome comedian. Mostly lightning fast wit and clever one-liners.
I'll like lean over to Volred as we're like listening to this, and I'm like, "Are the jokes supposed to be this quick?"
What do you mean?
Well, I know that you are studying to be a funny person or a comedian like this person, and their style, I don't seem to get any of their jokes.
You're not understanding any of these jokes?
Well, not really. I don't understand why a chicken would need to cross the road in the first place.
You don't understand abstract humor.
Well, no.
I wish I had a joke about this, but even if I did, you probably wouldn't laugh at it.
Probably not. But still, you haven't answered my question. Are they supposed to be this fast?
I mean, they can be. It's just dependent on style. By the way, is anyone noticing we're just having a conversation in the middle of the show?
Well, I was trying to
Oh.
be quiet about it.
I'm just saying, it's not quiet in here by any means.
We're standing up right next to the stage, laughing
We're in-
at this
We're in
person,
the we're in the stairway next to the stage.
having a private conversation.
Like, there's no
But-
stairway. Is there like a set of stairs going from the stage, stepping down to the regular area? Well, yeah. It's like, okay, we're gonna go stand on that.
We brought
on
a
those
step
stairs.
stool next to us.
We need to bring our own stairway whenever there aren't one around. Like, portable
Or just
hole
like,
kind
have
of
that
thing.
in one of your patches.
I can use that.
Yep. Portal. Yeah. Stairs.
Portal stairs.
Can someone get a spell, cast stairs?
No.
I could, but
Calum can
Eric won't
technically
let
make.
me. He won't
No.
let me because I will find a way to break it.
To
No,
make
Calum
stairs?
technically already has that spell.
Fabricate.
It's called Summon Incarnate. He just
Yes.
never uses it.
Well, no, summon incarnate only does so many, like such a big object. So yes, I could do step
True,
stool.
depending on the level of the spell, but theoretically, as long as it is one solid object, Caleb can create it.
Yes, but fabricate could also do the same thing.
But that fabricate transmutes a material and changes its shape, whereas you can manifest material
Yeah.
using solely your magic.
We'll never be without stairs ever again.
Anyways, Yandre, it's all about the comedian's perspective. I am very new to this myself, but my understanding is you need to have, well, a point of view. Do you know what I mean by that?
Well, he can see all of us right now.
Metaphorically, he needs a point of view in the way he delivers.
So certain timing is supposed to make it funny.
Yes, timing is definitely important with stand-up comedy. If you are bad at pacing your words, it just seems awkward.
Do you find him funny?
I do. Did you not notice how I just stopped talking and it sounded awkward?
Well, no, because you stop talking in random places all the time. So I figured that was just normally how you talk.
I think I need to observe this comedian more so I could give you a more substantial review.
Great. We shall watch them together.
Hey, Volred,
Yes is all.
this is Frigga.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
She's my girlfriend.
Would you like some cognac?
Good. It's stronger than what we're drinking.
I pass over the cognac and I completely just I hear this is my girlfriend, but I just ignore it as a concept in terms of not responding.
Yeah, you wouldn't know what girlfriends are. It's just it kind of downs the whole flask in one gulp. And slides it back. This is pretty good.
I'm glad you approve.
What would have been awesome if she had tried to down it in one swallow or whatever, and then found out that it was never ending.
Eventually.
Maybe next time.
That would have been hilarious.
I grab the flask back and momentarily look at it kind of like with dismay. Not very long, just a quick little eye down at it like, fuck, now I have to go get myself more. But I'm not mad at the fact that someone downed the cognac, because that's just a mood that Volred is, homely about. So I excuse myself to go refill the bottle.
Wait,
Okay.
but if you leave, you're not going to be able to give me a synopsis of this person. I still don't understand these jokes.
I'll be right back, Yandre.
Okay. You head to the bar and meet a halfling individual named Joven, who you learn is the manager of the Laughing Minstrel. And having a quick conversation with him, he's like, yeah, thanks for coming in. I hope you enjoy the entertainment. Haven't seen any of you guys in here before.
Pleasure to meet you. Are you the proprietor of this establishment?
Indeed. I have some managing partner is really my title. I have some friends of mine who actually foot most of the money. Some old adventuring buddies of mine who took pity on me when I could no longer adventure. Wasn't very good at it. When my career as a bard failed, I just decided I'd open this place and give other people a shot. And so that's what I do. So I manage this place and line up talent and all that kind of stuff. And he kind of is like pulling out like a funnel and is kind of pouring cognac into your flask.
Volred thinks to himself, "Oh, great. I will remember this for later, in case he wants to try comedy." But doesn't care to interact with him further.
Okay, all right. Looks like we got you topped up here. Let's see. Tonight we have our special, plus it's happy hour. So looks like that'll run you 5 gold pieces to fill the flask.
Perfect. By the way, could I get another just tall glass of cognac as well?
Yeah, sure. Do you want it neat or on the rocks?
Neat.
Okay, he pulls out this. He's actually given you like proper glass chalice. It's got a slightly rounded bottom, but it's kind of fluted. You know, that way you can actually hold on to it without, the glass becoming too slippery. And just kind of pours it in. You see him get a standard pour, and then just kind of tips the bottle over just a little bit to give an extra big glug in there, and passes it over. Hands over like a small piece of like napkin. You think at first it's like, okay, that's weird, some kind of soft paper or cloth, and it's like, no, it's a napkin, like a paper towel. Puts the top back on. Well, if there's anything else I can do for you, please let me know. I think Mira's gonna be doing some music here before too long, so she's one of our in-house entertainment, so might as well sit around. But if you end up leaving, it was nice meeting you.
Pleasure. Thank you. And I go back.
Yeah, you kind of head back with Frigga kind of asking the group as much as possible some stories about your adventuring. And you kind of can pick up pretty quickly she's very... she wants some of the embarrassing stories regarding the comment about makes her own trouble kind of thing. So she wants to hear some of those stories.
I look over at Caleb. And really, Volred when he comes back. Well, you two have been with her the longest. I'm sure you have some really good stories.
About what?
Oh, is all getting herself into trouble.
Scamping?
That I would assume, and then some other activities as well.
I don't really focus on Azal's craziness. I have had enough of my own.
Mainly, she's gotten me out of trouble. So, you'll have to talk to her about that one.
Well, there was a time I got hit in the face with that morning star from those damn bugbears. That was pretty bad. But that was not really my fault. And then I got back at him, so...
Yeah, that was
Isn't that
Caitlin's
time you
fault.
got smashed in the face with a rock?
That's the giant's fault. I don't get myself into trouble. Trouble finds me, and then I get myself out of trouble.
Didn't you egg Volred on to a drug-induced, essentially, coma?
But that wasn't him, though. That wasn't her. She's not the one who got in trouble with it.
Yeah, but she egged him on.
That's fair.
Which time are we referring to?
Yeah, this...
That is also a very
One
fair
more-
statement.
Frigga, you're technically off the clock, right? Like, none of this is... She works for the guild, so... We have not broken any laws.
In a while.
I don't.
I wouldn't
don't
worry
break
about
laws.
that. As far as infractions, not my department.
Great. I got convinced Volred to get hopped up on mushrooms when we were going to go fight that green dragon. And then we didn't fight it because he got hopped up on mushrooms.
I saw God, but that statement doesn't make sense because I've met so many.
It's like, you saw a god. It's pretty a slow week for us.
Yeah.
The
There was that time Azal drank that beer that gave her some magic.
Oh yeah, I can do this. And then my hands, I make a little poorly digital like flower in there. Like it's not great. Magic's not my thing. Who else? Caleb got a 6-pack out of that one.
Yeah, that was
Ah,
interesting.
sounds as though you were going around drinking some of the island specials.
Yes, exactly.
And honestly, the craziest person in our party is a goblin who's no longer with us.
That's Gorbeck.
That's very true.
Oh, you
Well,
guys
this is
have
the
never
most
told me what
chaotic.
happened to Gorbeck. What happened?
It was in this city. He just left.
Up and left.
He could be dead.
Left a note saying that he
Something about
forget
being
exactly
tied
what it
down or
said,
something.
but he didn't want to be tied down and that he had to leave. And
Wow.
he felt like he was holding us back.
So he broke up with you via text?
Yeah,
The
Essentially,
worst way possible.
I got the paper right here. I pull out this piece of paper. Like, this one's fine.
you still have it?
Yeah,
It's in his all scrapbook.
I keep everything.
I burned it.
Oh, this is a menu thing. Nah, this was. I got it.
Yeah, that's.
I wrote the
actual-
synopsis on it though.
Okay, there you go.
No, Izal needed it for the scrapbook, so she
I had to-
rewrote it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why some
give
of the
her that.
words don't match up.
Well, they're actually
The
spelled
penmanship
correctly.
is better, you mean.
It's legible. Let's see. What else have
You
we done?
are quite brave for trying some of the pale ale.
Yeah, we were pretty
As
dumb
it
that night.
stands, there's not a whole lot of places where that is sold.
I usually make really bad decisions when it comes to substance abuse, but that was the one time that I kept myself very reserved. Would you like some more cognac?
No, thank you. I think I'm going to order something a little stronger.
Respect. You should pour some water in it.
Looks over
Why
at
would I do
Kelbeck.
that?
Looks directly at Kelbeck.
It is but a joke. Not as good as a joke as what we're seeing right now, but it's a joke.
Let's see.
There was that one night that Voldemort and I supplied a little extra security for that art gallery.
Oh, I was going to say that earlier. The proprietor almost died, but we saved her.
A lot of vulnerable points right inside. You had to make sure those were closed and locked up.
Yes.
You are breaking the DM.
Because that's not what happened.
That, look, perspective. We had to make sure all the doors were locked and the windows were secure. And they weren't.
Which is
Yeah, we
exactly
checked
what-
from the
yeah.
inside.
We are
After we found
inspectors.
one of them was not secure.
Someone could have gotten in already. We had to go sweep. We had to sweep the inside to make sure no one was there for safety.
There was that time that we went into the sewers with two random hillbillies and their frog. And I forget why we were there, but we killed a lot of people.
That's a good point. I don't really remember the reason for it. I know the one had a frog named Cletus or something.
It was Cletus. I hope Cletus is well.
Izal also was possessed by a ghost.
Oh, that was fun.
That was not fun.
You ever do something that's so monotonous and boring for so long, you just kind of black out for a while and you wake up, it's like a couple hours later and nothing bad's happened?
Yeah.
It's like
but
getting possessed.
I also
It's like dying.
didn't want you getting thrown off a cliff.
Oh, I think I was the one that was going to get thrown off the cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That getting possessed now gives me anxiety about that. I also don't think I was
you got
there for the
Yandere
possession.
now.
I was
I
like,
mean, you
wow.
had Yandere then, but
problem.
warmed up yet.
A
That's
little more
what-
effective now.
That's when Caleb learned that he should keep Featherfall ready.
But I don't have it ready.
You
Oh yeah,
don't
almost jumped off the edge of the cliff.
worry.
Oh,
Who else?
yeah.
Oh, we fought that necromancer. That's when Volred got we tested his acting abilities, and we
Oh,
are,
is that when you died?
yeah, we weren't. That was not a very good plan on our part. And then we almost
Yeah.
had the exact same plan again. That was the dumb part.
Well, that happens frequently, honestly.
It should be a good plan. It just never works. Fought that vampire.
Oh, that was stupid.
Didn't they just leave out of window and immediately combust into flames?
Well,
Yes.
yeah, but the part of us sneaking into this place and having absolutely no reason at all for our invisible party members to suddenly, in a room full of people, including a vampire, start attacking. Yeah,
Are
guess
you
who
talking
did that?
Are you talking about Azal getting herself into trouble?
Absolutely.
There we go. Got one.
You
Zelda
never
likes
did
to
tell us
fight.
why you just straight up attacked.
We're trying to get the drop on them.
Well, he definitely dropped.
Yeah, he could climb on the ceiling. That was cheating.
And then he flew, and then he burned.
Extra crispy. These would be stories like throughout the evening.
Yeah, not shotgunned like they are.
Yep.
Did someone say shotgun?
All right.
After some time, pretty good. That kind of stands. Thanks you all for a wonderful evening. Saying how happy she was to meet you, and then departs in the late evening, leaving.
I get up and I follow her out. I want to make sure she gets home safe.
They're going to scam.
Yep, and then I guess the remaining four of you are chilling in the Laughing Minstrel.
We're gonna wait here and not leave immediately to make it incredibly awkward and look like we're following them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay, just follow them.
But I don't want to get on Izal's bad side, and it looks like they were having a very cozy moment. I should follow them, Chuck.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yandre, like, not nonchalantly, just scoots out of his chair, stands up, and just walks out.
Okay.
Master of stealth, Yandre.
Yeah. All right, so you're gonna follow.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. Like, I know where they're going.
You don't know where Frigo is.
Oh, that's true. Never mind. I'm gonna wait like a minute or like maybe just a minute. I'm gonna like be far enough back to still see them within eye shot, but other than that, I'm going for it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
$17?
Okie dokie. Roll me 2 more stealth checks. Or I guess roll me another one.
Well, I rolled a nat 20, but I have a 30.
Okie dokie.
No.
And one more.
That is a 23.
Yep, no worries. After about a half hour or so, following Izal and Friga, they kind of take you kind of north and then northwest, past the Adventurers Guild, into a quieter kind of neighborhood. Until last you guys come to like this row of houses, kind of like brownstones. In a older, somewhat middle class neighborhood, you would guess. And there, you see that their journey actually comes to an end as they kind of make it to Frigga's house. So, Izal, how exactly do you and Frigga bid adieu to one another? Or do you even bid adieu to one another?
It'd be too obvious if I just disappeared for the night, and that's not the goal for tonight. So I will say I'm glad she could join me. Hope she had fun, and I hope all the weirdos didn't like freak her out, even though she sees adventurers every day. So I'm not too concerned, but it's that level of, I know you're not worried, but I'm worried that you don't like them. That. And that's it. I give her a hug. I wait for her to go inside.
All right.
And I was like, I tell her, I'll text you later.
Fair enough. So you start making your way back to Sweet Nut Manor, I guess. And then Yandere just kind of following, this time more at a distance, because, I mean, you know how to get home. Probably
like
and what are...
a couple of meters before we actually get back to Sweet Nut Manor, I will just like pop up and be like, "Azal!"
Yeah. But what are the rest of you doing in the roughly hour interim? Staying back, getting some more nightlife, or...
Yeah, I'd chill with Red for a little while.
Yeah, enjoy the comedy scene.
Yeah.
People watch all the scamps.
Okay. Yep. So after
Enjoy the uninterrupted comedy scene.
Yep. That lasts for a little while before Mira, the resident bard, kind of comes in and just starts playing some general kind of mood music, occasionally singing something that's more upbeat and has words. But at this point in time, it just kind of devolves into general entertainment. As at this point in time, people start one by one kind of bowing out after an evening of excessive drinking.
Is this like a piano bar situation where you can make requests?
Yeah, if you know some songs.
Yeah, so I'm going to go up and request a song, an old tale called Bubble Butt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's about a child that is trapped in a bubble, but there's no way to save him.
Hence the bubble butt.
Yes.
Bubble, comma, but there's a bright side.
We won't know till the end of the tale. It could be sad.
Truly harrowing.
Okay.
Eric has no clue what to do with this.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. She doesn't know the song. Has she kind of hum a little bit and then plays something similar?
A good try. And I tip her 1 gold.
But the evening is yours to do with as you will. Anything of note before you guys attempt a long rest?
Is there a bank that is still opened?
Not at this time of night, unless you go to a moneylender, and that's not recommended.
As fuck.
That's too much. Because near future, probably tomorrow before we head out, or wait, are we doing the crazy stuff tonight? Tomorrow. I'm running a little low on coin and probably need to trade in one of those bars.
Okay.
But no, nothing for tonight.
All right.
Just to clarify, after we long rest, we are going to be fighting werewolves, right?
Werewolves, undead,
Okay.
nerds.
So, just making sure I prep the correct spells and not sleep.
Put the dog to sleep.
Go ahead. Prep sleep. You know, who knows?
There's nothing but elves and undead and constructs
You're a construct.
of your imagination.
I know.
Yes. Hi, Andre. Scared the hell. Where's everyone else?
Well, they were heading back to Sweet Nut Manor at some point, but they were still at the bar.
So what are you doing out?
I followed you.
Fuck. Okay, great.
Yeah. But you're back now.
Yep.
Are you going to sleep? Or are you going to go back to the bar and attempt to drink some more?
I'll just go sleep.
Oh, okay.
I lost my drinking appetite after Kilmac. Just ruined the whole concept of it for me.
I mean, it is unfortunate, but everybody has their own preference, right?
I just go inside.
Do people not have their own preferences?
Just preference, and there's a war crime.
Sure. And then Andre will just walk inside.
Okie dokie.
I'll sit at the downstairs living room area. And just kind of sit there, wait for everyone else to come back. Just writing in my journal, and my other journal, and my other journal.
And then put some more memories in your scrapbook.
Murder Kelmac whenever possible. Increase pranks 20%.
Then you flip over to the last page. Destroy the world.
No, Azal flips it over and writes murder again and thinks, where is that cow?
I miss that cow.
She knows exactly where the cow is.
Probably.
Somehow
There's-
that, all of Kyosid is gonna burn in the fires of revolution. You're gonna return. Everyone's gonna be dead. The entire city's gonna be crushed, and you're just gonna see a cow
So in,
bathed in blood.
in actuality, murder saves the coup attempt.
This saves the royal family. It's like, son of a bitch. Well, we didn't interfere in any way. They just got beat by a cow. Tanky, man. 48 hit points. That's a lot of hit points.
Okay. So, you guys attempt your long rest and do so successfully. So feel free to update your stuff. And we are now on the 71st day of the first seed.
All right. Long rest.
What did you say, 71st?
Yep.
Which means we have 4 more days.
For whatever it is Caleb is planning to do.
You better not be
What am I
doing
planning
shit
on
at
doing?
night. I got a
It's-
date
In
that night.
4 days is the Night of Flowers.
Oh,
You ruined my night. I'm going to hurt you, Caleb.
What?
I have a date that night.
That's the thing that you were telling me about, right? Eric?
Forever ago.
Yeah.
That ceremony of truth and love for the goddess Rael. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, I don't really have anything planned for it. I just love the idea of it, and I'll probably still find something to do.
I'm sure. I always figured that Caleb was going to try and get people to divulge secrets. You know, who knows?
Yep.
That sounds sinister.
Or maybe Caleb too is hoping to reunite with an old girlfriend that, they just couldn't make their long distance relationship work and they didn't like how much of a neat he was.
When you said Caleb 2, I didn't think of like Caleb also. I thought you said Caleb 2 as in there's a second one.
An evil twin.
It's like, Caleb 2, the evil one.
Sir, another Caleb has appeared.
Oh my god, it's Jason
Actually,
Bourne.
sir, a second Caleb has
Emerged.
Yes.
Alright, let's get up.
I will go to a bank and exchange this one
Platinum
platinum bar for gold.
Okay, that's 500 gold. Of course, when that happens, they are obviously going to try to get you to maybe
invest.
store some of your money.
Open an account.
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
You could generate interest on the account and lines of credit and all kinds of stuff. It's very important, kind of thing.
Oh, perfect. Let me tell me about your interest plans. I have approximately an hour before I'm required to be back home.
Yeah, so they just give you general advice. They have basic savings accounts, which earn very little, if anything. They also have what are basically kind of like REITs or different business portfolios that you can buy in. Kind of like mutual funds or those kind of portfolio plans that you can buy into. So that's good. They also say it's useful because the bank also offers like tax services and estate planning and all that kind of stuff to its members. That kind of thing.
At some point, Volred just kind of states to the person helping him, "My father told me these vehicles for interest were only things that poor people with a little bit of money would use to think they had money."
Oh, it's possible. But another thing you can do is sign up as an accredited lender. Indeed. That would mean that you provide funds and people come to the bank asking for loans. We can loan them your money at a steeper interest rate. And the loan itself is just managed by the bank. It's riskier, but, you get more interest rate out of it.
That does sound like something that a rich person would do. I will loan you 250 gold.
Okay.
He'll check back in 3 years.
And what is the name of this establishment and who am I talking to?
Wolf, Ram, and Hart.
You're gonna go there, huh? Okay.
You don't have to just tell me the name of the bank and can remind what neighborhood. That's all.
Okay. So you find it kind of in the northern section of the war that you guys are in.
The Concordiate of the Free States. First United Interest of...
No. What you find is...
Randomly generating the name of a tavern or a boat, pretty easy. Doing it for a bank, a little hard. Credit Union. Credit Union of Kiosa.
Oh, that's
It's Caleb in the
come on, I was
background.
like, is his mic messed up or something? No, he's checking his phone.
This now makes 2 campaigns in a row where someone spent a lot of time at a bank.
Actually, this time
Uh,
it's only been like a couple minutes so far.
They're also
Last
dropping
time it was
off a
3
bunch of
hours.
money for no reason.
It could be Boba, Bank of Baelathor.
Okay. So you find it's the Aurelius Bank, which is affiliated with the Temple of Uraka, goddess of commerce, trade, and all that. While they are a bank, they're more like an investment. They handle mortgage, private equity, all kinds of stuff like that. The individual that you are talking to is Oliver. He heads most of their actual banking services, and also oversees some of the financial advisors.
Well, thank you for that offer, Oliver. What period of time should I come back to check on my investment?
We will send you a notice on a monthly basis for any interest accrued. But at the moment, the interest will remain within your account. Unless you wish to have it go ahead and reinvest it. But that's up to you.
Go ahead and reinvest it. If I lose this money, I'll just get more somewhere else. Like my sock drawer, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. But yes, and since you signed up, they're not going to charge you a money changing fee. But anything else you wanted to do?
No, but I am going to add a miscellaneous item in my inventory called loan, so I don't forget about this.
To the Aurelius Fund? What is it?
I'll add that in later. You act like I could spell half those words.
Yes. Well, it's the. Let me just go ahead and paste. You know what?
Make sure you put a note on what day you donated this to. Like, it's on the 71st day.
Oh, I got it in my notes, but I'll put it on there too.
Day 71. Open the bank account.
Should have given him more money. Nah, that's enough.
What are they going to do
Yeah,
with
I
it?
mean,
Invest it?
250 gold is not a lot. Those are more like micro loans.
Yeah. See? Now we're talking math.
Should have gotten a nice CD.
No. Not in this
The-
age.
Red was like acting like 250 was a lot, but not to him. And turns out it's nothing.
It's like
I mean,
It's like
about the only
buying a car or a cart.
or a couple good horses. You know.
The standard loan.
Yeah. So Not a whole lot of money, but whatever.
I have all your money for it. I lost it all on the market. Like the stock market? No. I tripped in the shopping and it all fell and I don't know where it went.
I was told it would go to the moon.
So I threw it. So I've invested in an NFT.
It's an investment called not fucking touched. You leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. Nothing else.
Okay. Anything else that you guys are doing?
Morning, Volred. How was your day?
It was good. Why do you ask?
I don't know. You got up early as shit and went outside.
Oh yeah, I guess that is unlike my character. Did absolutely nothing. Just traded in one of those platinum bars to get a little more coin, and that's it. Nothing else.
But you ready to go? I don't know. Kill a lichen?
I mean, I don't know if I'm ready, but I mean, yeah, if it's time to go.
All right. Y'all ready? Well, wait, let's go. Let me go get Caleb. Go upstairs. Caleb,
What do you want?
I want you to get out here so we can go kill things.
All right. Let me get dressed.
He is dressed.
Why were you naked?
Because this character doesn't wear armor. Being undressed and wearing my robe is literally the exact same thing.
You don't even have underwear.
Strong
Nope, not right
breeze
now.
just blows that all up. It's just nude.
Man.
Why you knock on my door?
Make that mistake one too many times. Holy hell.
Just be glad I'm not playing a barbarian.
What's wrong with your leg, Caleb? Oh, it's not your leg. The fuck is
Well,
that?
If I
Oh,
was playing barbarian, I probably wouldn't even wear close to combat.
I am a decent lady.
I wouldn't be. Anyways, yeah.
Okay, so we got our liquid silver, we got our wolfsbane. We're all set here. Anyone have any ideas in case they accidentally sent a guard up by that window I did?
We go invisible.
Well, I can also just send my arcane eye in.
Oh, that too.
Because then I can have the arcane eye scouting ahead of us while we go.
Okay. But like if they have a guard by that window, we have to get in somehow?
Yeah.
We killed the guard.
And we get in trouble for that though.
Why?
They don't like it when
Oh,
we do
like
that.
a city guard.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Maybe it'll be Salusa. And then which we might still kill her. No, I'm kidding. I had my chance.
You wasted it away.
Sometimes seeing her live this feeble life, it's almost like she did die, and that brings me joy a little bit.
Yandere, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go then.
So, departing for the necropolis.
Yep.
Hey,
All right. So, you guys depart Sweet Nut Manor and head westward, um, skirting almost to the Colosseum, but then heading a little farther northwest. And then you guys arrive there. You can see the Temple of Seer. As you guys slowly make your way over to the Blackthorn family crypt, you do notice that the area where the window was located looks as though there is an individual there who is in the process of laying mortar and brick to brick in the entrance of the giant hole that seemed to magically appear there.
It was a fine window. All right. Who's got a plan?
sleep spell would be really nice right now.
I don't know.
Well, go ahead and cast it.
A rock would also work, but I don't want to go hitting just a day laborer.
Do you have any other ways to get in, or is this the only way reliably?
It's the least traveled place.
And it's the one you know the most about, too.
I can cast my Arcane Eye and have it go in there and see what type of security is around on the inside.
There's like none.
Well, they are patching a hole right now that was not there yesterday.
Yeah, true.
So,
Technically, it was there yesterday, just not all day yesterday.
yes, God's a dick.
Kind of fucked this one up a little bit, huh?
So,
What if we just paid the guy like a lot of money to go somewhere else for a little while?
so I think I can do that and see what's inside, and we can go from there. But if there's nobody there, what do we want to do about the guy?
Well, let's find out first.
Well, my thing is, if nobody's there and we don't want to take him out in any way, then I don't want to waste the Arcane Eye and just go somewhere else. Does that make sense?
What does this person look like? Does it look like they're wearing like vestments that they work for the
Nope, just
the
looks
gear?
like a laborer. Just some dude who was hired to come in and fill in a hole in a wall.
All right. Caleb,
Laying down mortar, stacking up stones and such.
how about Arcane Eye, and then I will figure out a way to get rid of the guy.
Okay. If we are focused on that, that's perfectly fine. Then I will. First, let me make sure it's not a ritual. That would be nice. No, it's not. Then I'm going to cast Arcane Eye. And it is invisible.
Okay. So you're going to cast Arcane Eye and send it into the crypt?
Yes, through the hole. Because it is 1 inch in diameter, so it can pass through, and it is invisible.
Yep, that's fine. It heads in there. Can your Arcane Eye see in the dark?
Yes.
Okay.
30 feet.
Okay. So the Arcane Eye spends some time looking around. Caleb, you've been in this, catacombs before, just the other day. It appears more or less exactly as you recall. Um, you can see some evidence that it looks like someone has done a walkthrough, but nothing, no one inside at present. So it seems as though they may have taken a quick look to make sure that nothing was stolen, and convinced that everything is good, is in the process of just patching up the hole.
Okay. Then the Arcane Eye will do a perimeter sweep through the area that it's in right now, and I mentally receive information from the eye, but it doesn't. So I can still do everything normally, and I will just relay that. That it looks as though they sent a couple people to search, make sure nothing was taken, and left it at that. They didn't even try to investigate any further.
Well,
So, I say let's find a way to get rid of this guy. I don't see anybody else in there, and the eye is currently searching about the immediate vicinity now.
okay. You all stay back here for a little bit. And I will kind of take a wide circle so it doesn't look like I'm coming directly from where we're kind of staying back at, and start approaching the person who's masoning up the wall. How far,
Okay.
as I approach, how far has the person gotten?
Looks like they're about halfway up the wall.
Hmm.
He's got looks like a wheelbarrow filled with stones, and he's just in the process of going slap, and basically making like a field stone wall, just filling it up.
Excuse me? You? Hello?
Hey, what can I help you with? I'm a little busy at the moment.
I just wondering, who hired and permitted you to mason up this wall here?
The priest, the temple. Apparently, someone ransacked the place. Well, at least entered, and I'm here to just close it all back up.
Well, so someone went into this crypt here and it wasn't reported for anything?
No, I mean, we've had the guards come by, as far as I understand, but it doesn't look like anything was taken. None of the crypts were opened or defaced. So most likely it's just some hooligans needing some time, or take a look around. It happens with some of these old family tombs, these families that are known mages. Everyone assumes that there's some treasure buried here, and over time, every once in a while you get some people who want to come and try and take a look, but looks like they gave up pretty quick as far as we can tell.
What would you say if I gave you 200 silver to just take a break for a little while?
Kind of looks over at you. Why would that matter?
Because I'd like to investigate this here crypt here. Because the family associated with this crypt might be involved in some very heinous acts. And I will flash the our guild membership kind of medallions that we have, kind of showing the
Okay.
like, and it's not something that we'd like a whole lot of people out in the public to know about. Oh, you could still wall up the wall, that's fine, but I'd like to get a chance to get in there and really see what might be going on.
I suppose. Do you have a warrant, or perhaps you've spoken to the priest?
Haven't spoken to the priest yet. We're trying to keep this as very quiet as possible. I can't really show you the paperwork for it either because it goes pretty high up. That's why I'm kind of offering you all the money for it, just so we can try to keep it quiet.
I'm kind of sitting and thinking for a second. Roll me a persuasion check.
So good at those. Check this. Check out this. Just keep an eye on that roll 20, guys. You'll see this amazing roll. It's an 8. That means it was a 9 and turned into an 8.
The guy kind of sits there, shakes his head a little bit. Look, I understand that you adventurers are just trying to help out here, but this place does actually belong to a family, and it's overseen by the priests. And honestly, I don't want to get on the bad side of any gods by allowing someone going in and disturbing rest. So I'm sorry if you don't have a warrant or the permission of the priests. I can't just let you in.
That's real hard on me, man. All
Can
right.
Caleb actually hear this conversation?
Where's your eye?
Yeah.
It's fucking watching me. All right.
Caleb will come up.
Oh,
You gave up 200 silver, correct?
I have it in a bag right here. I ain't giving it to him yet.
Then I'll
I
come up
do. I see you
with-
come up,
Yes.
Caleb. Oh, hey. I don't want to. No names. Secret stuff here.
Okay.
Lean. I put my hand over her face. I've already offered him 200 silver. He's like doesn't want to be like cursed by like the god of death or anything. I'm out of my league on this one, other than physical violence.
I'm gonna look at him and I'm just gonna ask him, what would you want as a favor from a wizard that you probably don't know what I could do?
Sounds like a threat.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is vaguely going to be one. What
Hey,
would you
wizard, show me
like?
what
I mean,
that one
are
do.
you threatening him,
No.
or
It, like I said, it has hints of that. It's not going to be one.
And like, I could do a lot of very, very skillful things. I could be very helpful for you, or I could be very bad for you.
What is one thing that you want more than anything currently?
roll me another persuasion check?
Me?
No.
Oh
Sorry,
God!
you had your chance.
Thank goodness. 8 was
12
pretty good
plus,
for me.
18.
18. The guy kind of looks at you and goes, "Look, I get that you're nice fellows and all. You don't seem like the kind of grave robber sort. But at the same time, I don't want to get in trouble with the watch. And technically speaking, entering there without a warrant or the priest's permission is trespassing. And if I let you in, then I'm an accomplice. And I really need the job, and I'm not interested in spending any time in the stocks.
Okay.
But
about
as I said, I think you guys are nice folk and all. It's just, if you have to press on, then I'm afraid I'm going to have to speak to the priest about it.
Then what about this? I don't want to have to escalate these things. But one way or the other, I'm going through this entryway. You could take the 200 silver, and she could knock you out.
Hey, you could pretend to be knocked out. We don't have to physically do something for you.
But I just don't want to escalate this. I just want to get through here, investigate what's going on, and if everything goes well, neither one of us will get caught in anything, and you'll be 200 silver richer.
Okay. So it's weird because you started off like you were intimidating him, and then it kind of so you like good cop, bad copping yourself, or I guess in this case, bad cop, good copping yourself.
Well, I'm giving him two different options, and I'm putting it in his ballpark. Either
Sounds like-
A, it gets violent.
Okay, but which are you leaning heavier on, the intimidation or the persuasion?
Persuasion.
Okay.
I can do intimidation. It's just I'm not proficient
Give me another roll.
in it. Okay.
While this is going on, I'm just leaning over to Yandre like, this doesn't seem to be going well.
No, it doesn't.
15.
Should I shoot him in the head?
No. He
Oh.
just works here.
The man, and drenched in the conversation, does not hear the comment about shooting him in the head.
Well, yeah, we should be far enough away.
They're the
I don't know how
stairwell.
far away you are. But at this point, like the laborer's like, look, I can't just let you in, so I'm gonna have to go have a conversation with the priests, and you can
I'm going to put my
deal
hand on
with
his
him.
shoulder. I'm sorry.
You go to put your hand on his shoulder. He immediately backs up. He's on the defensive at this point in time. You
I'm
can
motioning
tell,
to
like,
Isal.
100 gold, and I won't have to make you plead for it.
that's what you're gonna say to him.
Yes.
He starts screaming for help.
Silence. I cast silence. I was waiting for this to happen anyway, but I cast silence. I'm just like, no.
Yep, because Yandre's got like that really high passive insight, and he's just going.
This
Just
is going
don't-
well.
No, he's just like, okay, but just as long as you. Oh no, you said it. Okay, look, no, that is not the way to respond. You're just like, man.
I instinctively
Caleb
pull my
was gonna-
bow out.
Caleb was actually going to pull him out.
Okay, but a silence falls over the area. And where are you pulling this dude to?
Through the window.
Are you gonna put him through the window?
No, is he inside or is he outside?
No, you guys
outside.
are outside of the crypt.
He's
Oh, so
closing
he's
up
outside
the wall.
Okay, I
Yes,
didn't know.
the hole is the way into the crypt.
I didn't know if he was inside doing it. But yeah, I'm
No,
not
because
gonna.
there's no one can open that gate as far as you are aware.
Then no,
So
I'm gonna retcon it and not do it because it
Okay.
didn't go to my mind's eye.
I just grab him.
gonna do the Mora Dune blood choke.
Gonna hold it there. It's like he's like yelling and screaming, and I'm just like,
And the 200 silver that Isal has in the pouch, I'm gonna hold it in front of his head and just put it in my pocket.
just
Yep.
rob me.
He's gonna continue to scream even though no sound is coming out.
Well, no, I offered him two options. One, he was either gonna get this.
I know that,
Or-
but
No, I was
He-
telling Isal
okay.
because
You can tell
she
Isal.
said that I robbed him.
I can't hear you.
Well, Okay, that's fair.
I put him through the masonry wall that he just put up there to make the hole bigger for us, because he decided not to be helpful, and I find his shoddy workmanship embarrassing.
Roll me an athletics check.
That's my good one. It's my only good skill. I got a 25.
Okay. Roll me a d6 plus your strength modifier
Yay.
as you slam this guy through the wall.
Hey, that's more than me punching him. That's impressive.
Well, you're punching him into concrete or
Eh,
brick, whatever.
Putting him through a
Large
loose,
stone.
a still wet stoned area. Oh, that's 9.
Okay. You grab the guy, sling him around as if using his body as a battering ram. The wall gives way as the stones with the still very wet mortar kind of crumple. As he flies through the opening, he hits the ground and rolls. You guys kind of take a quick look. You see his body is like covered in gashes and wounds, and you guys watch as there's this little puddle of blood that starts getting ever slowly bigger. As this guy is currently on the ground dying.
Yeah, I'm gonna
First
go
aid.
up to you guys.
I get out the old med kit and I start stabilizing him with it.
I
I'm
just
going
spare
to
the
look
dying.
around and see if there's anybody around.
Yeah, I got you, Yandre. He's also like, all right, okay, and Yandre's just like, because you can see him through the open. You're like,
Is there anybody in the vicinity that can see this happen?
roll me a perception check.
I'm so good at that.
We're about to murder a lot of people.
I rolled an 8 plus 0 equals 8.
You're kind of looking around. This is a very large necropolis. So
No. They've been. I'm looking around to see if anyone noticed this. Let me roll.
And can
Okay.
can I help him? I'm proficient in it. So
18.
yeah. Yandre, Volred, you guys can take a really quick look around. You do see people out in the necropolis, but as you guys noted last time you came here, this is in a really old section of the cemetery. Not a lot of people come here. And while there are still people around, they're kind of in the distance. And as far as you can tell, no one seems to recognize that anything is going on. So at that distance, even if they did kind of spot you, they're too far away to make out any specifics of what's happening. But yeah, so the way is open. You got an unconscious laborer who is stabilized, but in a pool of his own blood. And I guess the way is now open.
Well, that was quite a mess.
Great plan.
He was very hard to convince, so we had to physically convince him.
Well, you weren't very convincing.
I'm not very good at that.
I look,
He was.
I look over at the guy and I'm just like, I go walk over. I still have some rope and such, so I am going to bind him. I've stabilized him. Now I'm going to tie him up and leave him in the inner parts of the mausoleum.
Yeah, and
pick him up and
in
carry
this
him
kind
inside.
of bizarre, kind of macabre irony, you kind of bind him up and then lay him down on one of the flat surfaces where the bodies are laid for the wake. Also because it's not readily visible from the outside. So you just kind of lay him down there and juice him up a little bit. Someone passing by might think it's just a body.
Oh no, we're gonna take him into one of the lower levels. We're not gonna just.
Okay. You're gonna take him down into the crypts.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yep. You find any place that you want to stash him.
Caleb, can you take care of that blood on the floor?
Prestidigitation.
Thank you.
Okay. Blood just slowly dries and vaporizes.
Can we try not to kill the workers, please?
I tried not to.
Kelmac is just standing here muttering.
The DM is just going to go ahead and close the rules on social encounters that he pulled up.
Yeah.
I have an 8
'Cause
for
that didn't work.
charisma. And bribing didn't get me shit. Should have
Well.
intimidated him.
Now that we've successfully made it in, we should probably get going.
Alright, he's gagged and everything, right?
Yes, I have tied him up. He is gagged and he is currently sitting in one of the little crypts.
Great. Now, to set the trap. I think we're going to set the ambush like deeper in, weren't we?
Well, yes, we still have to get to the base.
In
We're
we go.
just in the crypt.
In we go.
Okay. You head down 5 levels or so until you find the familiar moon puzzle door. Placing the pieces of the moon statue on the appropriate pedestals, the door opens up. And then you follow the familiar pathway to open up into the crypt library. As you're kind of moving around, as like the statue and large stone doors kind of open up, kind of glance around, the rooms appear to still be empty. Although you do notice kind of off to the side, there's like some bubbling and action going on in the alchemy lab that was off to the right. And while you don't see any people, it does look as though someone may have been there recently-ish.
Alright.
Do I see any signs of, like, I know you said recently-ish, but, like, do I hear or see anything that would lead me to believe that somebody else is still here?
Taking a quick look around and surveilling the area. Nope. It's kind of, and you don't hear any like continuous sounds. It's just kind of like someone set up some stuff in the alchemy lab and it's just kind of going. So eventually someone may come back, but you don't know when that will be.
Well, I will remind you, in order to set up the trap, we will need to go through the ghosts that are currently inhabiting this crypt. Because the main entrance is over on the other side.
Alright.
Great.
I hate Ghost.
I will also remind you that I have, this is out of character, but I have no magical weapons at this point, so it is just going to be spells.
As
Why,
the DM
though?
intended.
What?
I said, why though?
Because I gave my Lightbringer to be changed into something else.
Everyone got your weapons?
Yes.
Oh, you don't have your mace. Can you use an axe?
Is an axe a simple weapon?
No, not my axe. Battle axe, so no.
That should be fine.
Famous last words.
Do you have the silver, liquid silver, don't you, though?
I do. But I figured I would save that for the lycanthrope.
Right. That's what, like, the silver still heard it, but the magical weapon.
There
wouldn't
are other
have.
ways that I could help.
Quick question. My +1 longbow does damage to the ghost, right?
Yes, because it's magical.
Okay, I thought so.
Like popping balloons. Great.
Great. Should we keep going?
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Okay. So, taking a quick path through the crypt library, you guys kind of head across that main vestibule towards the doors that were leading farther into the crypt. At this point, they're closed. As you kind of approach the door, the spectral figure returns to greet you again. As a reminder, this was Eric Demora.
Just Eric.
Yeah. He kind of pops in just a little bit and goes, "Ah, you've returned. Making your way inside."
Making our way.
Yes.
Well, I suppose I should give you a little bit of warning. Seeing as how we are... Well, seeing as how I don't want to see you die. As you make your way in, there are a variety of passageways you can take. Once you make it past the Guardian, if you make it past the Guardian, you'll find the labyrinth corridors, which are the heart of the catacombs. If you manage to find any sort of secret passages in that area, I highly recommend you don't take any of them. There are some antechambers and crypts and other passages that are exceptionally dangerous. They are well hidden. So I would just say to avoid those paths and only take the pathways that have obvious egress and ingress.
You and your fucking red buttons.
You mentioned the Guardian. What kind of Guardian should we expect to see?
Well, assuming it's the same one, it's a bit of a, how best to explain, an amalgam, a golem, I suppose you could say, forged of stone and bone. Sticks and stones, I suppose you could say. It can be quite dangerous, so I would make a point to finish it quickly. Though, kind of glancing over, it is still technically a magical construct, so magic would be less effective. That is great. I wish you luck. After all, it would be interesting to see just how far you get.
Caleb,
Yes.
are you able to see what's going on in that alchemy lab? There's obviously something still brewing. Maybe it's something that can help us.
Work it out.
Okay.
Just throw
So-
an eyeball.
Well, I had thought it, but I didn't actually put words to it. That I was gonna have my Arcanine search the different areas around us.
Like, that's a good idea. Idea. I do it all for the Ari looks.
Okay.
Now, if you could just map the entire dungeon for us, that'd be real good.
Well, that was Arthur's job previously. But you guys ditched him, so...
He became
No,
a
he
hippie.
ditched us.
That's his fault.
You sure? You didn't ditch him first?
Oh, so you're not going to say the truth?
He was enticed by the written language.
I taught him a couple words. He was addicted.
Whoa, there's more words? So many.
Anyway,
He
So-
learned 800 to 1,000 words.
And then he realized
you
there were
only need
more.
100 to get basic proficiency in a language.
Found out there's other languages.
So,
He's like,
Caleb.
fuck.
You head into the alchemy laboratory. A relatively small, also circular kind of room, similar to what you kind of glanced at yesterday. It's mostly just a circular room. You're coming in on the west wall. There's a door off on the north wall. The periphery is just filled with bookshelves and workbenches, with this kind of large, kind of stone slab island in the middle, which houses the bulk of the alchemy equipment. Various kind of alembics, calcinators, various alchemical apparatus with some kind of magical Bunsen burner types. The stone table there to kind of ensure that any material that might spill over won't utterly destroy the workspace, and also to ensure that any heat doesn't cause fire as much as possible. You do see a variety of different kind of potions and liquids and such in process. Most of the material that you see are alchemical components, looking mostly like monster parts, and numerous fragments of beasts, eyes, skins, organs, fur, things of that nature, and a sprawling of notes, mostly of a transmutation sort. They strike you more like a mixture between alchemy and a medical textbook, as it looks as though they're trying to recreate certain physical manifestations of monsters, and trying to see how you can convert humanoid tissue to beast tissue using magic. But from what you gather, this is it doesn't talk about it talks about more stable change, in the sense of, you could say, like mutagens that modify the humanoid body to take on animalistic features as a form of mutation. It's a form of magic you're not super familiar with, and even this is still experimental. So that's about all you can really get from it. But the notes appear to be kind of all over the place, and it looks as though they are studying a large variety of different animals and monsters and things of that nature. However, you do find some notes in the margins that catch your eye, because there are references to the Changebringer, which, of course, you know is one of the many names for the goddess Seteroth, the goddess of nature and seasons and change. So,
I'll give a brief rundown of that. That they're making some pretty crazy stuff in there. And that's all I know at the moment. Just for the glance through the eye. So, we have to go through that room, correct?
no. As you guys kind of enter in, like from the hidden statue entrance, the door you guys are heading out is on the opposite side. There are two other doors that flank off east and west. You would have gone to the eastern room. The western room was the room where Caleb previously, where you guys had met Eric the day before. and that's really as far as you went over that way. And then
Okay.
you guys saw the alchemy lab, but now the eye's there, and you don't know what lies beyond that chamber.
I'll tell them, be right back. I'm gonna go to the alchemy lab. How many different books of notes are there readily accessible?
Really only about 3. A lot of it is just kind of smattering of loose pages. Some of which is organized, some of which is not. Um, it's got a little bit kind of a mad scientist vibe to everything. But but since you are there in person and can kind of actually move around some pages and stuff, you do find some of the areas appear to be kind of like recipe sheets. Some of them have big X's kind of crossed through them. Some of them have check marks with additional notes kind of scrawled on the back, talking about some outputs. Looks like they have come up with, at least according to the notes here, a few working recipes that produce some mutagenic effects. One in particular refers to something that has the ability to augment and empower lycanthropes. It also, many of these recipes make reference to something. Let me just make sure I get the name of it correct. Called the Ebon Sigil. It doesn't feature anything in particular, but they speak of it as if it's an object or something that they have in their possession that helps facilitate this change.
All right, and so they have a object that furthers lycanthropy or buffs lycanthropy in some way.
That's what they say. Either
yes.
the object itself does, or the object makes transmutation effects more permanent or more powerful or something, but augments the lycanthropy in some way.
Is there any labeled vials that is finished product?
Nothing labeled, but all you see is that there are some notes kind of in there talking about needing to verify for additional tests.
Okay. I will take all the notes, shove them in my backpack, and leave everything else alone because I'm not fucking with alchemy stuff.
Yep. Okay.
Because I'm gonna blow up. And unlike Gorbik, that is not my favorite
5
pastime.
hours later. Caleb, where the hell are you?
I blow it up.
You're gonna blow up the alchemy lab?
No,
Okay,
I'm not
sorry.
Gorbik. Unlike Gorbik, that is not my favorite.
You blow up the
pastime.
alchemy lab, you get hit by a spray of some unknown liquid, and you turn into a lizard.
And now you're Spider-Man.
Spider Calum does whatever a Spider Calum does. Gets
Spider
stepped
Clam.
on, now he's dead. That was Calum. He is now dead.
What's the light like in this area?
So bad.
Dim light. The whole area has, because this is underground. There are some magical crystals that kind of give light, and so it's kind of like fluorescence, but tinted fluorescence. And so there's slightly different shades of blue. There's like a shade of purple or something. But I wouldn't call it dim light. It's bright enough for you to not take penalties or whatever. But I guess you could say it's kind of cinematic lighting.
Well, based on our previous conversation, that no longer applies.
How do you mean?
I have dark
Oh,
vision.
you actually did the thing?
Yes, I told you
Okay.
I did.
No. Okay, no, I know we had discussed it. I just didn't recall us. I thought you were gonna do something like actually in the game there.
No.
So, yeah. So yeah, for some reason, Caleb shuts himself in his room for several hours one day, guns out, bags under his eyes. But yeah, got that kind of slight reflective sheen to your eyes.
But yes, so I grab the notes, and I ensure that I do not mess with anything volatile, and I quickly get back out. Yeah, notes and any reference material that they might have been using. So, and then I dip out.
Just one thing I need to check right quick before you go.
Just take all of the notes. Just all of them. Books.
Yep.
Notes.
Sorry,
ham sandwiches.
just checking your passive perception. I didn't realize your passive investigation was that high. Damn.
He's a nerd.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey,
So-
Andre, can you help me grab notes?
Nerds always overthink. That's why their passive
Nah,
investigation so high.
you grab everything.
No, I
Um,
didn't actually say that because that would 100% be metagaming. But I should
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, I will say that is one thing that like does kind of suck because you do it like it's the same issue like with D3. You walk in and goes boom, perception check failed. And it's like, well, now I'm just gonna run around in circles until my perception check passes.
We're gonna keep trying that one until I
BG3?
get
Yeah. I keep on, I do that all the time.
Yeah. And
Cheaters.
sometimes it doesn't matter, and I still stand on the trap because I'm not paying attention. So you rejoin the group, who at this point in time is kind of waiting over by the entrance. You guys walk as Caleb is kind of like trying to shove pages and stuff into a little side satchel. She's just kind of glancing ahead just to make sure that he's going in the right direction.
Make sure
And
I don't run
manages to
into a
kind of
wall.
and kind of kicks the bag to kind of get everything down in there. But makes his way back over to you.
I hold up one of my bags like, do you need help? Or...
Yes. Dump it all in.
No, I have a system. Oh, no. Shit.
Thank you. That helped so much.
Yep. The only problem is that was uninventoried, so now it's like you can't bring it back out without knocking it over.
I
because
have
you don't
all
have
of
an
my
item-
stuff
an itemized list.
inventoried, so I will take my stuff out and know where it's at, and I will dump the rest of that shit out.
Well, also, it doesn't have to be completely specific. It can be papers that I grabbed at this point in time
Nah,
because I know
Mm-hmm.
the papers.
It'll take 20 minutes. This thing, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm turning the thing inside out, but I'm getting my stuff out first.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you guys are heading through, looking layout of the dungeon. I think my whiteboard
I imagine-
finally got put up.
It's just nothing but strings.
Nice. I kept on seeing you look over. I was like, is somebody
Is there a
there?
clock, or is he talking to
No.
somebody?
I laid out the entire dungeon on my wall over here because I got like a really big board, so that now I can kind of
That's
Plot.
awesome.
remind myself where you guys are going and what goes on
He
there.
has his own little Reggie.
I do have my own little red.
He turns and looks for information.
Yeah, that was a failure. Yeah. Okay, but so you guys are heading through outside of the library through the double doors.
Yeah, we're ready to go. Let's
Okay.
go kill something.
Actually, I'm noticing that based on this time at this particular moment, it's probably best we go ahead and take our break now.
Perfect timing.
So we will see you guys in
like-
15 minutes because that's how long we break. And I'm just gonna keep talking until Jace cuts me off because that's what I do.
No, keep going.
Because I'm awkward, and I'm not going to let Jace talk
No.
because I need more Dr. Pepper.
I want to keep going. You said you're going to keep talking. Keep talking. You coward.
At least go until 9.
My name is Jace, and I count down because that's what I do.
It's called producing. You should try it.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, you just get your credit
Well-
for all the kinds of work, and it's really the gaffers that do stuff.
Yeah, but the problem is then I have to run the stream and D&D at the same time. But I mean, my computer could take it, but I feel like I'd need another monitor for me to even consider that, because I have ultra wides and my real estate's already taken.
And he can barely do the thing he's doing now.
Yeah, you're struggling as it is.
Oh,
That
poor
is-
thing.
that is kind of true, yeah. Maybe I should get like 2 more monitors.
A projector.
No. I like the monitors. But oh well. That's okay. I'll just make a note here that Red was chastising me, and I'll just keep that in mind for
That was
who's
not.
at the top of the Deadpool.
That was. Oh. Ooh, I know how
I'll
to do
give
that
you
now.
half a Dr. Pepper.
That
You'll be
was
fine.
all me.
That is true. I didn't get a Dr. Pepper, so I'm running a little low. So maybe I'm getting a little DM angry.
Gorbeck is still in the lead of the Deadpool.
He's not even in the campaign anymore.
We gotta get those numbers up, guys.
Oh, but you
Where
know
am
what?
I at?
That is probably true though. He is probably gonna die.
Calum. Calum has been voted 21 times in the Deadpool.
But we don't know where he is. Anyway, all right, guys, let's get back to it. So you depart the library, those kinds of locations, and you pass through a narrow hallway with these kind of half-circle alcoves cut out, with these stone sconces with the kind of crystal lights still there. Again, slightly varying hues, but filling the area as you go. As you pass through another set of double doors, I assume, maybe jiggling the handle and kind of peeking ahead to see if someone else is there. You come into an empty circular hall. Kind of gives you a similar feeling of a gazebo, in the sense that, like the previous rooms, it's kind of the circular room with this domed roof. It's kind of cut or separated into different panels, separated by these kind of stone pillars. Immediate opposite of you, you see a door with this kind of elaborate clockwork kind of lock. And there are several different dials that seem to have different symbols on them. And the whole motif of the area is this kind of nature kind of mix between the bounty of harvest and hunting. Kind of a style or theming that you're familiar with, Yandere, though not as tasteful as would be done in autumn. This has those kind of natural harvest and hunt vibes to it, and seems to be made up somewhat more like a temple, but there's just something off about the columns and the kind of frescoes that are put up on the wall. You watch as these columns, which appear to be carved in the likeness of some kind of animals or some such, is actually partly human, as if some parts of the columns are made in humanoid form and other parts appear to be animalistic. The murals depict figures kind of writhing in some kind of pain, as they appear to be some kind of mid-metamorphosis. You see other kind of statues adorn the area of these bizarre creatures, similar Therian trope-like, as is also in Autumn, of these kind of man beasts, but rather than the sort of laughing, jovial nature that you're familiar with, these appear to be creatures that are more beast than man. And you spot one kind of central fresco kind of off to your left with this kind of dais altar kind of laying before it. You see the visage of this kind of female figure. But it's as if different pieces of her body are different kinds of animals. As if it's a humanoid made of an amalgamation of different beasts. Not a figure you recognize, but Calum, assuming you are actually present and not reading through notes at the present moment. Yeah, there you are.
He was invisible.
Calum takes a quick look up from his notes. I would like actually both Calum and Yandere to make religion checks for me right quick.
I like the lack of religion from Yandere is my favorite reaction.
22.
22.
Double 22?
No, I got a
Okay.
13, but I'm as excited for Caleb's 22.
Okay.
I was-
Yandere, you kind of look through this, and at first it's like, you almost kind of think that, okay, is this some kind of weird archfey from my homeland? But like a dark and sinister version is kind of what you get out of it. And so you're kind of running through your head going, this is not an archfey I recognize. This is kind of weird. And it almost kind of is starting to give you the creeps a little bit. Like some of the darker domains of the Feywild, which you've never visited but have heard about. Because as you know, the Feywild is a realm where emotion is manifest. And this kind of looks like when the delirious becomes the demented. And so it gives you the heebie-jeebies a little bit. Calum, you take a look at this and this iconography. It doesn't take much effort for you, this, of course, being actually your faith. This appears to be a shrine to Sedaroth, the goddess of nature and change in the seasons. But kind of modified in a way. Like, it's not uncommon for Akari, or really many different religions, to kind of worship specific aspects of a deity who has as many portfolios and domains as Sedaroth does. But this is like some kind of leaning towards Gamete, like humanoid return to the primal id. Yeah, that's various, like Sedaroth as this primalist entity, changebringer, that kind of maybe is there to remind all of men that they are still beasts. Not a commonly held interpretation. In most of your, Sunday or Moon Day, classes that you would have taken, sure, there are cults out there that, in certain faiths, that do worship like this. But that's not the Jesus you were raised on.
Yeah.
Not my Jesus.
I will give a small description about that, because, yeah. So that's an interesting. That's a very interesting take.
It's like an offshoot.
Yeah, and Izal, you of course also do recall reading in your family journals as Caleb mentions, the Changebringer, a story of a particular druid that your ancestor had met, named Kylantha, if you recall, and some of the things your grandfather wrote, or I guess
Great grandfather.
grandfather.
That was my
great
grandfather. It was
grandfather.
great grandfather. It was grandfather.
Okay.
It's my dad.
Yeah, that your
It's
grandfather
my dad's
wrote
dad.
regarding that. Although, while you heard some stories about how aggressive she could be, this isn't exactly what you had in mind.
Caldera would have written mostly of the positives, like very positive person, very powerful, holds themselves well, and then the details of how that druid lycanthrope was. There's a lot of information about Soulfire, though.
Right.
That's where a lot
but
of the
also,
stuff.
yeah, because you would have known from that, Asanum, the city where that all took place, had some lycanthropes, so you're like, oh, okay. There has been, you are, in your family history, there is some association with Sedaroth and lycanthropy.
That's how she knows about the silver, because the story
Yeah,
of how he
and,
got fucked up with it.
like Caleb, you would also know that Sedaroth and Gamidi are also commonly worshipped by lycanthrope cults and such, and there are stories saying that Sedaroth has even gone so far as to curse people with lycanthropy who make her angry. So
Yeah,
you
that'll
know.
do it.
Yeah, Sedaroth is known as a very fickle goddess.
While all this is happening, I'm gonna use Eyes of the Grave just to kind of check the room and make sure there's no undead, since we know that we're gonna be running into undead at some point or another.
Okay. Doing a quick Eyes of the Grave, you kind of open up, kind of let the eyes go that kind of pale white blue and kind of glance over the area a little bit. You don't sense any undead in the room, visible or otherwise. But you do get a vague smell of death kind of ahead. You obviously smelled it in the catacombs before. That kind of went away in this area. But there is still a lingering smell, in the sense of something that might get brought in as people are moving through, that just kind of lingers ever so slightly, in case that gives you an idea about what might be in store. But yes, at this point in time, there are numerous pieces of beasts and monsters that are kind of laid out as sacrifices to the goddess Sedaroth. And there's some blood in some places, so there's death coming from that as well. The biggest thing, obviously, that you do is kind of looking back over to this giant clockwork door.
Well, I don't sense any dead here, so we can continue to move forward, but this door here, Caleb, are you familiar with it?
Am I?
There's nothing in the lore of Sedaroth for that. And while it's got some symbols and stuff, it looks like it's just some natural symbols. Looks as though some of them might be the shapes of plant leaves. Some look like beasts silhouettes. Others look like different kind of weather phenomenon, like phases of the moon or cloud, or such like that. But it just looks like, it almost kind of looks like one of the big doors of the vaults of Gringotts, right? Except this is a brilliant, polished brass, so it's got kind of a shiny gold look to it. But it is mostly clockwork in appearance.
Gotcha.
And the clockwork is kind of designed. It kind of starts off more rigid in the center and then kind of branches out, almost so that if you kind of step back and squint at it a little bit, it almost kind of looks like a tree, which is another piece of iconography associated with Sedaroth.
Gotcha. There's a faint semblance to Setroth, but as far as knowing what this door means, no, I don't have any idea.
DM, is there anything else in the room that sticks out to me?
Other than the sort of Baroque macabreness of everything. Let me see here. Let me jump in, take a look at your passives and other skills in case there's anything that jumps out at me. That no.
My passive athletics is really high.
No, not full.
Sure.
Oh, wait, let me see. Right. Oh, Dragon Scale Mail. I was like, since when do you have advantage against Fear Effect? Did your passive perception go up again? I'm sitting there going, whoa, 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 whoa. I saw that. That is, oh, damn. River? And you didn't even have to get like level 16 to get there.
I'm not River, but yeah.
Well, River only got 27, so I mean, just saying.
What do his elf eyes see?
Into these undead, homing, seeking
Mother of
eyes.
Christ.
I don't need to see it. If he mentioned river, I know
but
it's
no,
high.
this whole area just screams some kind of weird temple to you. And as you kind of think about it just a little bit, you can sense maybe a little bit of divine energy, almost just kind of like the divine presence that one feels entering a house of worship. But the stench of death is there, and the death is almost kind of, it smells unnatural almost, kind of like when like a corpse that for whatever reason doesn't decay for some weird reason. It like as if there's just something here is like you sense as though like the cycle is being perverted, but not in like an undeath kind of way, kind of like someone maybe messing with things they shouldn't kind of way. I don't know. But on one hand, like on kind of a spiritual level, it unsettles you.
So I'll look back towards the group and just kind of let them know. So it appears that this may be like a traveling passage where they deliver dead bodies. I smell death mainly through the door there, but it does go back and forth between the crypts and that door. The only other thing I can think of, or the only other thing that I can see here, is it just feels wrong. Like something is preserving the death. I don't know how do you say it in the prime, but it's almost as if nothing really decays here.
So are you saying if we kill something, it won't be dead?
I don't know that 100%. I just don't think that things die the same way here that they do outside of the mausoleum. It's a guess. I don't know entirely.
So, if that were true, though, that means we wouldn't die as easily.
I think you're taking that incredibly too literally. I think you still die. I just don't think that the decaying or decrepification of you would be the same. You've died before, but it would be very similar to the process of someone saving you and keeping you in good condition after your spirit has left.
Sure, no, I get that, but I guess what I'm saying is whoever we go up against, it will be an even advantage.
No, we would still die.
Yeah, and so would they.
Yes. Assuming they don't have any additional boons or anything.
Well, assuming they don't, then it doesn't really matter.
No, then this conversation really did not have any point.
Exactly.
Good. So, Caleb,
That is what I meant.
have you figured out anything by the door?
I'm gonna try and get close to it and see what all I can decipher from it with my investigation.
Okay. Are you going to take time to study the door, or are you just trying to get an idea?
I'm going to take time to study the door.
Okay.
It's a fine looking door.
8 plus 8, 16.
Okay. You take a look at the door. It, as far as you can tell, you're not a master locksmith or anything. But it looks as though it's kind of almost looks like a standard combination lock, where there appears to just be 3 tumblers, and they just need to be set to the correct, in this case, symbols rather than numbers.
Alright. So it's arcane tumblers or sigil tumblers.
Yeah, like I said, one of them appears to have what looks like phases of the moon. Another appears to have what looks like animals. And then the other appears to have like just a variety. How should I say it? They almost kind of look like alchemical symbols, or like the sigils that determine the schools of magic, or alchemy, that kind of stuff.
What kind of animals are on there?
You see standard like rat, boar, bear, wolf. You see raven and bat. And there's one more.
There was 2 bats.
And it looks like some kind of cat, maybe a tiger or lion or something like that.
Would the combination be like transmutation, full moon, wolf?
Would trying to decide is how do the symbols if I shift them well, do I have a layout of it that I can actually see, or is this all mind's eye?
It's all mind's eye. I didn't do any special art for it.
Okay, because
Have we tried just opening it?
It was unlocked. I pull.
go ahead, you got this.
Try and jiggle the handle. You go to pull. It's not opening.
I push this time.
And it opened. No.
I've done that to people. 20 minutes of their life they never get back.
You know what? I can see that. Especially with your group.
I've lived it.
20 minutes.
Oh, you're a dick. But I love you.
But yeah, you got some kind of symbol or something you want to put in?
Um, do they have the symbols of magic, such as the schools?
They're not magic, but they are familiar to you. They are symbols that represent concepts in magic, such as things like force, change, similar to like the list of arcane geometry symbols that you have,
What's
but
arcane
more
geometry?
modern. That represent concepts in magic. One of which is change, which would be the closest thing to transmutation.
Let me look. See.
DM, I'm gonna ask this, but I'm not actively doing it. I'm just asking this out of character. Are there any discernible patterns in what we see? Because since we can't physically see the puzzle itself, is there any discernible patterns that would help us to understanding how to unlock this door?
No patterns. They're just 3 tumblers, and like a divot, which tells you like which one is currently there. It's just a standard combination lock, as far as you can tell.
The one
Just
that
pick the right 3 sigils.
the one that does change.
Okay.
I'm going to do the conjuration, the transmutation cantrip control flame, and see how it reacts.
It gets warm, as far as you can tell. Leaves a little smudge, but doesn't do anything.
All right, what are the other 2? The other one is a form of nature magic.
The other, so there's just symbols,
Yes.
and then another one that has animals, and then another
right.
one that has phases of the moon.
What if we were to try every combination?
Brute force.
What if we try one combination we know is wrong and see what happens? I choose the rat, a crescent moon, and a random ass symbol. Evocation.
Okay. So you're gonna throw that in there?
Yeah.
The door doesn't open. There's no crazy magic. You don't hear any slipping of tumblers or sliding of stone.
Question:
No.
the animal one. What are all the symbols on the animal again?
Wolf, bear, rat, bat, tiger, bear, raven.
Two
Got
bears?
2 bears in there, but okay, love that.
Okay.
So
6.
Yandra's gonna walk up, and knowing that
Go
we're
ahead.
dealing with lycanthropy or whatever, Yandra is going to select wolf on one of the tumblers, full moon since it's the phases of the moon, and then with Caleb talking about like transmutation and all that stuff earlier, he's going to select the symbol for transmutation.
Okay. As that happens, you hear a sliding of tumblers. The branches seem to almost kind of part a little bit. And the door seems to rock just a little bit. And that's it.
Push. I push. I give it a push.
I step back.
Okay. You go and you push the door and it starts to give way.
The
As
acid.
the area just kind of opens up into a short hallway before you. In what looks like some kind of ritual chamber or catacomb space shortly ahead of you.
There were no other passageways to get to this area. Okay. Just making sure we weren't hitting one of those secret passages that we weren't supposed to do.
How are we sure this isn't a secret passage?
Because it was a door that was locked.
Yeah, but it's a secret what's behind it.
I mean, we could spend a lot of time with the semantics behind it.
I just wanted to say that.
Because it was the only path. That's how we know it's not the secret path. And we haven't gone to the Guardian yet.
Oh, yeah, we still have to fight the Guardian. Secret passages are past the Guardian.
So, you guys head into the next room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Caleb, do you need a
Uh,
light?
No.
But you can't see in the dark.
Been faking it this whole time.
No, actually, I kind of figured since we would start going into places that were more dim light around us, I should go ahead and invest in a spell that I obtained a while back.
Dark vision?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
You know the
How many fingers
you
am I
know the
holding up?
book- None.
He's blind. He's a liar.
3.
What am I about to do?
Ruin the evening.
The shocker.
I know what I said.
But you didn't say any incantations.
No, Izal, you remember the book that you gave me a long time ago? The first, well,
Gotta be
second
more
book actually.
Gotta be more specific. There's
The
been a
one that you
couple
got
of
from
them.
the ghost.
Ghost book. Yeah.
You got a book from a ghost.
It had a forgotten spell that has not been seen in thousands of years.
Dark vision? That's a pretty
No.
shitty spell.
Permanency.
Okay.
It's,
I feel like you should explain this very in depth, but right now, we'll just shelf this conversation.
I have dark vision permanently now.
Did he say shellfish conversation?
It's very
He did.
shelf.
I think he did.
I have an
That
idea.
sounds good.
Go for
Anyways,
some clams right now.
Okay. So, you guys pass through the narrow hallway into a larger square rectangular room. In this one is built kind of almost like some kind of audience or prayer chamber. You come out where the this front half of the room is kind of all one elevation, but off to your left and right there are steps that go up to kind of a little bit of a gallery that skirts the edge of that side of the room. Into the back half of the room, which has a dais with a sarcophagus on it. You kind of see off on the west and east side of the wall, or on that back half of the room, there are a couple sets doors on each side that just kind of, or not really doors, but archways that just kind of lead off into like a couple alcoves. The center of this room is kind of held up by 4 pillars that kind of stand in the center of the room. And then kind of ahead and off to your left, down on this lowest elevation, there is this kind of brazier that's putting off this kind of blue light that is kind of filling up at least a little bit of the room here, illuminating it somewhat. You can see on the far back wall behind the dais, it looks as though the wall has kind of collapsed in, and you can see a bit of a cavern ahead of it.
This seems to be a very large room.
I have a question for Caleb. Out of game, but like in game. Did Caleb divulge
Yes.
any of the information that he had quickly saw when he was scrolling through those tomes?
Yes.
Like what?
He would have done the overview of the fact that they buffed up the lycanthropes mostly, and
Would you have explained how you think they might have done it?
if you had asked, yes,
Yeah.
that they have an item that, well, I believe that they have an item that they use to do that.
Kelmac would ask if there's a description or a picture of it in all those papers you shoved in there.
Then I would show him.
You do not see one.
Okay.
Is there a description of it? Okay. All right. I
They
wanted to
just refer to it as the Ebon Sigil.
just wanted to cover that basis. Has anyone heard of the Ebon Sigil before? I know I haven't. That's weird.
I'm not from here.
Same. Volred's too rich. Volred's too rich. Kelmac also.
Caleb's
isn't really
too
from
poor.
here. Kelmac isn't really from here either. All right. Just wanted to cover that basis because I had an idea. And I didn't want to metagame. All right. What's this room look like again?
Okay. This front half of the room has a level. There's kind of a gallery that skirts the left and right, or west and east edges of the room, leading towards the back half that's elevated. Those kind of raise up to a dais. It's got a sarcophagus on it. 4 columns hold up the roof, and the back wall has kind of collapsed, and there's a pathway that leads out that direction.
But it's like something has collapsed, you said, right?
The back wall is.
Well, it sure looks like these 4 columns are holding up the roof.
Are there any signs of like frequent movement?
That's gonna be my next question.
Frequent movement. There does look like there's some smear marks and stuff, and there are areas where, because there are like some bones, and such that are kind of filled up to the edges of the room, but it looks as though some of the bones have been kind of pushed out of the way to make kind of walking paths. But this definitely does look like a place where maybe they just dump bodies or something like that. There's no corpses. Everything here is strictly bones. But yeah, just a place to chunk bones.
Didn't Eric mention something about an amalgamation being earth and bones?
Yeah. But he said it was a golem. Those things are usually pretty big.
Do you think that it would form itself from the material that's in this room?
Shit, I really hope not.
I want to inspect the sarcophagi.
Okay, sorry, I should have said. On the level you're at, between the 2 pillars that are closest to you, there are 2 sarcophagi next to each other. And then there is one up on the dais. So did you want to approach the ones right in front of you, or the one up on the dais?
Let's just start with what's near.
Okay. So you do that. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'll stick kind of close to Volred for some protection.
Okay.
I will wait by Kalen.
And Kelmac will stay by Caleb too.
Okay.
How far off is this first sarcophagus, though? Like from where we are currently standing at the entrance of this room to that next.
There would be about 15 feet between you. So with Izal and Volred standing right there in front of them, there's a 10-foot gap between you and Kelmac and them.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Yeah, the room itself isn't that large. Okay, Izal, Volred, as you approach those first 2 sarcophagi, you hear a shifting. And you kind of look at the back wall, you see some of those bricks starting to raise and start kind of stacking themselves up again to kind of fill in the back wall. As that happens, you all start hearing a little bit of rattling noise as the door closes behind you and the bones start sliding across the floor towards that top dais.
Dem bones, dem bones.
Them bones, them bones.
And out of
So-
nowhere, the worker appears who is mortaring the brick.
I'll seal you in here, for I am Montecito.
He's
It's
getting
time
his
for my
revenge.
revenge, you son of a bitch!
Walk right into my cask.
That's what you get for putting me through a wall.
This guy sounds way different with a concussion.
That
He gave
was
him
just
special
an act.
powers.
I'm actually an ancient, powerful mage.
You know what? I'm glad.
so old I forgot how to use magic.
Glad we almost killed you.
Okay, so anyway, as that happens, Izal, Thored, you watch as the sarcophagi in front of you, you start seeing through some of the cracks in the stonework, light and like redness, and you guys start to feel the temperature around you increase. As
We should move, right?
You should
you
not.
guys gonna fall back.
I spring into like a triple backflip. Like somersaulting backflip.
And I just yeet myself off of it.
Okay. Are you falling back to Izal, or are you moving somewhere else?
Oh yeah, I'm
Or are
just
you
gonna
just gonna stand there?
careen myself off of this raised dais. Nah.
Okay. So as you guys kind of fall back towards the entrance,
It's hot.
the sarcophagi at the top of the dais, suddenly you see the lids slide off and fall over, and this sort of collection of bones rises up, and a whole bunch others kind of that and like pieces of stone kind of shoot up to kind of mix with it to create some kind of humanoid ish shaped creature, whilst the two sarcophagi in front of you, the tops of them burst open, and you watch as like these two skeletons kind of come up, but the bodies kind of fall away to ash. All remaining is just two floating flaming skulls, kind of standing there in front of you. So I think at this point we are going to roll initiative. I'm going to pull up the encounter right quick.
Not gonna lie, that does sound pretty badass.
Oh, this will be real
It's not
fun.
good. It's not good. So you remember that video we watched about like deadly encounters at certain levels? That flaming skull was one of those creatures. I promise you.
Okay.
Don't spoil it for him.
Got
It's so
started
good.
rolling before I actually opened it up.
I'll show
Alright. Initiative. So Volreg got a 19. He's all
you. 20. I got Kelmac stuff coming up real quick, too.
Why do you got numbers next to it?
I have advantage.
Mm. That's fine. Yeah, I'm breaking.
Alright.
8. Calmat got 18.
The solid number. Yandra, you have advantage on initiative.
I do, and I still got an 8.
I feel like that's cheating. Oh, it's your shield. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Why are you talking about this cheating? You have advantage on initiative.
Yeah, but I do it the hard way. Through pure anger.
Pure anger. Okay. So
Not liking this shape. Let's transition this battle map over to combat zone.
right into the combat zone.
That's what we got to see.
Okay, so you guys can kind of see immediately in front of you the flaming skulls, and then back up on the dais, you see the weird amalgamated creature.
Ivan Drago.
The first one up is actually this flame skull on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
And let's see here. It is going to slide back here. And you're going to watch as runes on its skull kind of light up. It opens its mouth as this tiny orb of white hot fire appears. And it is going to cast a spell.
That's rude.
It's casting a spell, you say?
I counter spell this.
Yes. And
then I think I'm gonna counter spell.
Even better when you do it.
yeah, I was just waiting. It's like, okay, don't take forever. What are you counterspelling at?
Do I recognize the school of magic that's being cast?
Application, obviously.
Yes. I'm going to cast it at basic third level.
Okay, and that automatically fizzles what levels?
Third.
Okay, so it's auto fizzle the same level. Okay, then yeah, the fire moat just kind of fizzles. It's not able to get its fireball off.
Alrighty.
Yeah, and then it's gonna move back here a little bit more. Okay, and then Izal, you're up.
Yay! I don't get to do anything. Usually. We're gonna bonus action. Get that divine energy flowing. Get right here. Pull out my little stick and say the oh so wonderful magic words for it. Just got to check what it is. Got it marked right. And I activate my Javelin of Lightning by saying Yalnarik, and I throw it straight forward to the flaming skull in front of me and try to hit the golem behind it too.
Okay, you're Javelin of Lightning.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's Dex save.
First I have to try to hit the first one. Tell you what. And this will be, well, I would declare reckless, but I can't get reckless on this first attack. So.
Yeah, because it's a 10. 10's a miss.
I've only used this one other time. Prior towards the enemy creature in that line. Alright, the Ace must make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw. 46
Okay.
It reaches the target, make a ranged weapon attack on the target on the hit. Okay, so it does 46 to anything in the line, and then if it hits the target, it'll do the 46 extra as well. So, I still need a dexterity saving throw for the flame skull. DC.
Yes. So just making sure, like you're attacking the construct thing at the end.
Yeah.
So the flame skull needs to make a dex saving throw. That is going to be a 21.
That saves for half. I rolled a 19 though. That's pretty good. So half of that into 9 points of lightning damage.
Okay. The lightning bolt arcs past, hits the skull, kind of walks a little bit. You see some scarring cinders, but it kind of shakes it off, not as effective as you think it'd be.
And I'll move 5 more feet forward and pull out the black adamantine axe and swing at this one. At the first one.
Recklessly.
Yeah, I already cleared it. Here we go. Can I get a good number, please? A 16.
16 will hit.
Yay! It's 12 plus. I gotta add my radiant one because my first melee hit. Okay, alright. Rage damage. 3. So 23 points of damage.
Yeah, it kind of sucks in one case. Like when you hit it, because it's a floating entity, it gets to kind of move, but it's not as much resistance. But you manage to hit it with a solid thing, and it's like part of its skull starting to crack open, and it's leaking out flame.
Alright, that's all for me. This thing's real tough. That golem over there didn't flinch.
Okay. Let's see here. Next up is the Eidolon of Bones. Volred, you're on deck, followed by Kelmac.
It's a good name you just said too. Eidolon of Bones.
Yep.
I'm not usually idle on a phone.
Got a bone to pick with it.
In this case, you are going to watch the Eidolon of Bone shimmer just a little bit and then break apart.
I gotta.
As that happens, you see an amalgamation of bone appear off somewhere else, and a creature appears. Let's see, and that is actually. Let's see. Bone creature. Initiative. And so it is going to turn and make a beeline for Rizal. And you see, like, it's a humanoid, but it's got like sharp fangs and like claws. And so it's going to take a slash at you. Because you were reckless. That's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
And that hits.
That is going to be 5 points of slashing damage.
2.
Okay. That's it. Volred, you're up. Kelmac, you're on deck.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go after the skull on the left with the normal combo. So I'll be using Elven Accuracy. I'm sorry.
Steady
I'll
aim.
be using Steady Aim.
Turret style.
We're doing turret style as per usual. Still gonna take the Elven to see if I can get a crit, but yeah, just so 28 to hit.
is a hit.
All right, total of 28 damage.
Okay, and just to remind me, who exactly were you hitting again? Okay, big guy on the back. Okay. Let's see, 28. So fire release strikes the skull. It kind of glances, which seems to redirect most of the damage, but it still took some damage. It has resistance against piercing damage.
Bulma's just gonna sit down.
He's like, ah.
Is it resistance against non-magical? Because he has magical.
Any piercing.
Oh, that sucks.
We just talked about this on Jace with Jace. Like, there's so many random. There's not enough creatures that are like resistant or immune to just straight type damage.
Yeah, because a magic weapon ignores a lot of damage resistances for a lot of different creatures. So
you said piercing type, right?
yes. It would seem piercing.
I guess I'm gonna have to punch these motherfuckers.
Sure. I mean, if you want to punch a flaming skull.
All that. I really killed the mason.
That was my turn. Great fun time, y'all.
Okay. Kelmac?
Kelmac enjoying every aspect of his life. I guess he'll go there. Yeah, that'll work. New Skelly Boy appeared. Kelmac's gonna try to hit it with his cool new sword that he will be swinging with 2 hands.
Can you use Valor Heart?
He's using Valor Heart 2-handed. So it's cast a D10 instead. Does a 14 hit the bony boy?
14 does hit the flame skull.
Hey.
Or yes, the bone amalgam, yes. It will hit him too.
Okie dokie. He deals 14 points of damage. He's not going to spend any resources on it. It's +2 magical ones. 14. And then the second attack on it as well. 28 to hit for 9 points of damage. Total of 23.
Okay.
He's good. You got that. He's not going to do anything else right now.
Okay. Next up is the flame skull you guys have been wailing on. Yep. Its eyes are gonna flare up as 2 lances of flame are gonna fly out towards you, Izal.
Oh no. My javelin of lightning versus their lances of flame. That doesn't seem fair.
That one's gonna be a 10, so that doesn't
You have if it's an attack roll, you have advantage.
they will not on this.
Okay.
Also, close range.
If it's a ranged attack, you have disadvantage.
Just a straight.
Straight roll. Okay, that's what. Okay. Using lances at close range. How dare you?
Yep. And the next one, that is a 23 to hit.
That is a spicy, fiery meatball.
That's good. Almost in game. 5 points of
I'm not resistant to that one. Ah! I dodged the first
3d6,
one.
and I rolled a 5. That's garbage. Okay.
Ow! Hot! Bad skull thing. What's your problem?
Let's see here. It's going to attempt to flee. Back here. Focusing attack of opportunity.
Oh, yeah. Let's get it.
Walking hand in hand on the ocean floor, down deep we
23
wonder.
for minimum damage.
Louder we sing, no there is no cure in this together.
Plus 3 more, so 8 total.
I don't wanna tell you that it's not real. Nothing is a fairy tale. Everything about you is the one. Really won't be pretty when it ends. Now how could I leave with your sweet love on me? Yeah. Something about you always makes it harder.
Okay. Yandre, you're up. Caleb, you're on deck.
On the carnival till the rest go home. Now I only see you. Hearts and letters carved into the shore. We'll never grow old. I don't wanna tell you that it's not real. Nothing is a fairy tale. But everything about you is the one. Really won't be pretty when it ends. Now how could I leave with your sweet love on me? Yeah. Something about you always makes it harder. When I got my lipstick on your white shirt collar.
Yeah, that's it.
DM. You still have not told me what my dude is.
That is true.
So, 24 points.
When we should stop, we go further. Didn't even notice that it rained all summer. When we should stop, we go further.
The flaming
Didn't
skull
even notice that.
shattered.
Now how could I leave?
That's one of them.
Your sweet love on me.
I'm just gonna turn towards the other one and stop.
Something about you always makes it harder. My lipstick on your white shirt collar.
I got some can't use that.
Alright, that's it.
Caleb?
Alright, so if he's taken one of them down, I'm not as concerned as I was. I'm still concerned.
Hi, Caleb.
Hi. You also said there was a golem here, correct?
He disappeared, and then this new
Disappeared.
skeleton appeared.
Oh. Oh,
He's not very strong.
okay. Less. stairs going up to this?
Yes.
Okay. Step back here after I cast Bless, and that will end my turn for now.
Update your token. What your dark vision 60 feet?
Yes.
That's what big page what people can see. Okay, and then it's going to open up its mouth.
Guess what I'm about to do?
You can't see. Control L.
That's up to creature.
Yeah, it's a tiny creature, but I can't make them smaller than that.
Oh. So it only
But what I'm gonna do is he's gonna.
New tool. I'll counterspell it.
So targeting there, which is his own sarcophagus, he'll be able to do that and hit all of you without hitting himself. He'll hit the bone amalgam, but
You're supposed to do the fire.
yeah, that's true. The bone amalgam is not though. But it's DC 13,
Well,
so
I
not
passed.
super high.
Yandre, or Volred, you get a +3 to your save. Hey, Kilmick passed. Volred passed. Yandre passed.
17.
Caleb passed.
Yeah.
17, 18, 19.
So 13, I imagine everyone should pass.
We all passed like really good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It almost never happens.
Here Sure.
That is 20 points fire damage, and I guess you all have that to 10.
Oh, we also all add a D4 to our save.
That's true, because you are blessed. Not by me.
22 though.
22.
Even if the bone amalgam passed.
I took no damage due to evasion.
Yeah.
That's true.
Caleb, you need a concentration check.
Bone amalgam, as you guys kind of look back with that sudden flash of light, the bone amalgam is just burnt cinders on the ground.
I barely passed with a 10.
You have a D4 to that too.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Let's go. Izal, it is your turn.
Okie dokie. Well, my skeleton buddy has disappeared. How high are those steps? 4, 5 feet, whatever?
3 or 4. I mean, not too high for you.
Can I aggressively run straight towards this thing as well?
Sure.
Is it broken
Especially since you're
sarcophagus?
raging.
But even with extra 10 feet of movement, I can reach those other trees to get to
Yeah, and that's what happens. You just feel like flames all
I pull out the dwarven battle axe from the dragon's keep, and I will attack with both of them. Time to die. Like, again? I'm sorry. That's weird. Reckless. With a 27 hit.
yeah.
I know it hits, but while I say that, I'm also looking to the next thing to click to press buttons for math. That's all part of this. Rough day, buddy. For 16, 17, 18, 19 points of damage, including radiant.
Okay.
And the second attack. Hits for 10 points of slashing damage. Flamey boy, Flame Skull still floating.
Nope. He is down.
Yes,
Booyakasha.
I've got no more movement. Like, I got it. Where'd that golem go? I will use my bonus action to stay at the ready. This doesn't do anything, but I'm here.
Okay. The Eidolon bone is up. Volred, you're on deck. The Eidolon bone reconstitutes himself over here.
Shit.
So instead, he is going to just raise his hand. There's a couple pieces of bone that are going to come up and they're going to fly off as projectiles. One towards Volred and another towards Caleb. Caleb, that's an 8 to hit, which I know is a fail. What? And the one with Volred, that's a 14, which is also going to be a fail. So, yep, that doesn't help. The way I look at that is the one launches off to you, Volred, hits Kelmac's pauldron, and then shatters, and just kind of have to move your head as shrapnel of bone fly by your head. And Kelmac's just sitting there looking around going, wait, what the hell just happened?
Hello.
Yeah, that was suboptimal.
Oh, look, it came back.
Can I shoot it now?
You can shoot at it, yeah. Alright, Volred, you're up. Kelmac, you're on deck.
Is it 23 hit?
Yeah.
Thirteen piercing, 17 sneak attack.
30 points. This one does have piercing resistance, but only to non-magical. He's going to take the full brunt of that. Okay. Looks like,
done.
yeah, you kind of watch as the arrow goes in, manages to pierce one of the stones that are making up his body. You see the stone crack a little bit, and there's just kind of like a detonation of this kind of pale blue-green energy. And you see like some bone shrapnel kind of fly off a little bit. That looks important, whatever it was. If that's it, Kelmac, you're up. Yandre, you're on deck.
It's gonna move. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He wanted to use the stairs, so he went to the stairs for it. He's gonna attack it. But he will gain a d6 of temporary hit points this turn. As his sword
Put damage
pumps him full of vibrant, heroic energy. So he gets 2 temporary hit points. That is what it means. Valahart will swing. Let's add a d4 to that. And just hope and pray. I don't think a 13 is going to hit the golem.
Actually, your 12 hits the golem.
What? This thing's made out of shale and, like, pumice.
It's made out of bone, mostly. So, its AC is pretty low.
We'll go at 10. No, he's dual-handing it. So, 11 points of slashing damage. And his second attack, he will swing as well. Well, the 12 hit, that hits 2, so 9 points of damage on that one for a total of 20 magical slashing damage.
Yeah, it's starting to look pretty rough. Anything else?
Let's take a look at this map to see the best positioning. Only use 30 feet of movement. Can he kind of hop to here? Use of extra movement as well?
Yeah.
Alright, he'll just kind of reposition himself a little bit to get right there. And then he'll look back, he'll look around, he's like, this is good? He'll like,
Yandre's like, no!
oh. He'll move a
Yandre's
he'll
like,
move a
"Oh,
little he'll move a little bit more. Just to kind of get cover from that side, and so he doesn't get stared at from Yandre, to free open that lane of fire that Yandre was trying to focus on.
I'm gonna laugh if Yandre was like getting ready to like cast fireball.
He was
And I
getting
was
ready
like,
to
oh, well,
blast.
you know,
He's getting ready to blast the shit out of it, and the Kelvin just hops right in the fucking
it's
way.
like, I have a spell. It's called Fairy Fire. Yeah, but Fairy Fire is not really a. pour into flame. Like, what the hell is that? It's finger fire. No, it's not.
This is the fire that the baby
Very like the boat, as in I'm going to send you to hell.
Ah, Yandere, I feel like we just missed an opportunity. We should have renamed all your spells. So that way, like, whatever the Fae call that spell.
Fireball. Fairy fire. Oh.
Just for some kind of weird naming convention.
That's it for Kelmac,
okay.
by the way.
That would be awesome.
Kelmac's up. Yandere is up now. Caelim's on deck.
Well, okay, this wasn't super grandiose, but I just wanted to get close, and I couldn't do that before. That's my 30 feet of movement. Now, since we know that I do not have enough level, I'm going to use Word of Radiance.
Nonsense.
I'm going to just look at this pile of bones and blood and just say disseminate. Let's make a concept.
Okie dokie. Spell. That is a 17.
It will pass. So let's not take any. That is an action, so I will. That'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Caelim, you're up, and then Izal, you're on deck.
Swish.
Guardian Leviosa? Catapult? Oh, you're casting catapult. I say that.
Magic missile.
Okay, no, that's more like Ron's thing. God, just
Explosion.
just keep swinging and firing out those missiles. Hogwarts like pew, pew, pew.
4+3. Okay. 11. Because it was 4, 3, 3, 4. I'm like,
Okay. So you said 11? Okay. It's looking really rough right about now. Anything else, Caelim?
nope. I'm actually going to get behind this pillar and peek around, but not doing this.
Okay. Alright, top of the initiative, that is Izal, the Eidolon's on deck.
I will use 20 feet of movement to sprint down the stairs to here and say hello to the bony boy and wonder what Yandere was doing. Just kind of yelled at him.
Yep, as you're kind of brushing around the Eidolons, kind of moving around to face you. It's kind of hard to see, like, which direction he's facing because he's just a mass of earth and bone.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. You've been through quite a lot. So I'm just going to... what was that word? Disseminate?
Yes.
I'm going to decimate. I recklessly attack it with my Golden Forge battle axe. So 23 hit for just so much damage.
How do you want to do this?
I gotta get my damage.
How much health did he have left?
2.
He should have rolled. You rolled one more. If you did a 4 instead of a 1.
Or, yeah.
If you used one more beam, he would have killed it. So I does 21, 22, 23, 24 points of damage. As I just bring the full Dante straight up and down to just with the hammer side of it, I bring it down to separate all the bone and the stone together, bring it right down to the bottom. A small flash of radiant energy, straight down. Okay.
Yeah. So as you do that, bring through, as it connects, you see the stones inside, one of which is just kind of leaking magical energy. As you go to cleave through, those stones seem to like detonate, and then basically just like projectile vomit hundreds of pieces of bone and earth to the south side of the room. Volred, you have to kind of dodge right quick as pieces of bone and earth like shoot past you as they kind of hit the wall and then shatter. At the same time, the brick wall behind you shatters outward with the same force. Caleb, as you're kind of looking around the pillar, you kind of look over a brief second, go shit, and have to jump out of the way as this large piece of rock comes right past where you were, hits that side of the pillar and keeps going. And you're like, that could have been bad. But nonetheless, as the Eidolon of Bone now lies unmoving, his body amidst of rubble along the floor, so is the back wall now open for you guys to continue on with. And then there's just quiet.
Does anyone else see this symbol of a door here? Oh, I can
Oh, you guys can see it too?
Yeah.
You see it now.
It's gone.
Oh, I see the top.
Right. Sorry, yeah, because I use the door things because it's easier than flipping back and forth. And it looks like, I guess, if I don't tag it secret, then you guys can see it. Which I guess makes sense. So
Neat. Oh, I think that was the Guardian.
Very keen observation. And just as I said, it does look like it formed itself out of the mud and dirt and the bones around it. I'm gonna take a look around the room. Is there anything else that kind of seems out of place, or besides this blue flame that's just kind of hanging out there? Is there anything that I see that kind of looks out of place?
No, not really. You do see that, like, every once in a while there are, like, arcane glyphs that are kind of posted around in some places, particularly on the sarcophagi. Between your own knowledge and what you and Caleb kind of put together, they're kind of like proximity wards. Perhaps they're part of the magic that awakens the Eidolon of Bone when you get too close in the Flame Skull, so they're more just proximity sensors than anything else. No other kind of magic, other than you can look around and it looks like the bones here have got to be from like at least 100 different individuals. But it looks as though they have been dead a very long time. So that is technically open. That's one of the sarcophagi that the Flame Skull came out of.
Yes, and when it opened up, I want to see inside and see if there's anything else inside.
If you start seeing this, ha ha, ha ha ha, and then it explodes. No,
That's a good prank.
Yeah.
oh, there are better ways, because imagine we had illusory script from 3.5, which I don't think is a...
We have it.
Yep.
Oh, is that still a... Okay, alright. But anyway, you kind of look through. No, the inside looks like it was a frickin' like crematorium oven. Everything is charred black. So whatever animated this flaming skull seems to have consumed anything that would have been inside the sarcophagus.
And then I want to go up to this guy and see if there is any remnants together?
You find fragments of the weird sort of totem spellstone things that made up part of his core. There. Now they are in pieces, and with a little bit of searching, you can kind of pull together the different fragments to get what looks like three mostly complete pieces. You're not entirely sure what they are or how they function, and it definitely kind of reminds you of like some of the like henges, like the stone circles that like druids or older wizards might construct, and they might have something that looks akin to arcane geometry or some kind of symbols on them that have a more spiritual meaning. It's kind of like a smaller version of that. Many of the symbols you don't recognize, and some you do, but you kind of have to take them in context. With some study, you might be able to get some more information about them.
Are these arcane imbued or divine imbued?
Arcane imbued, and you've heard, as near as you can figure, most golems or some kind of constructs like this had some kind of core that animates them and defines their purpose and functions.
Yeah.
And so this is basically, as far as you can tell, just what this is.
Okay. Based on my limited knowledge of this, since I don't build these, would these now be would I be able to make them reusable again at some point? Or are these gone? Are these destroyed forever?
Well, the stones are pretty well destroyed unless there's some kind of magical way that you could figure out to kind of reconstitute them. Even then, with that explosion, that detonation, you're pretty sure whatever magic they held is gone. Theoretically, though, you could perhaps create new ones, or if you could reconstitute these
bases, I guess.
Yes, with some effort, maybe you could try and rebuild them, but they would have to be recharged in either case.
Okay, then I will take them.
Yeah, at the very least, they're worth looking into more.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
There was nothing in the side rooms that we should have been concerned about?
Nope, just burial sarcophagi. If you care to check, most of them appear to actually just hold large volumes of bones, as if each is just kind of like a mass burial.
Ooh, more just a glance in each room.
I pick up my javelin.
Okay.
All right. Just want to make sure that I say that so I don't lose it.
But I'm ready to head forward whenever you guys are.
Should we tilt over this blue flame here?
Can we take it with us?
Do I know if this blue flame has any significance?
Roll me an Arcana or Religion. Your check.
Not good with any of them, so it's the same result regardless.
It's made of fairy fire.
How about this? How about you ask me?
Now you're busy.
I did it. Well, is guidance still up or bless still up?
Bless is for saves.
Ah,
Yeah.
dang. It's guidance for the check. It's bless.
But yeah, I mean, you rolled pretty decent. Just kind of looking at it. It is a magical flame. And so it does look like this rather large brazier is, enchanted to produce some kind of blue flame. As to what the flame actually does, or if it has any significance, you are unsure. One thing you would notice, though, if you inspect it, the flame doesn't seem to give off any heat, only light.
It seems to just be an enchanted brazier. It doesn't provide any heat, just light. But I'm not really sure if there's any other significance to this flame.
Okay. I just thought it was weird. It's the only thing lit up in this entire room. Alright, let's go through the secret tunnel. This is the maze part.
Oh,
Keep in mind, it's the maze part. Don't get fooled.
This wasn't really a secret tunnel, it was just a collapsed entryway.
Collapse tunnel.
I don't like how Eric was just looking at his wall.
No, I'm laughing because I looked over at some of the secret stuff, and I do have like sections in there marked secret tunnel. I put music notes next to them because I was singing that in my head when I wrote them on there. So when you said that, I was just kind of looking over, going, "Oh yeah, I'm a child."
Next thing you know, he'll put purple haze.
Does the secret passageways resemble Volred's face?
You know, if you squint, it might kind of look like Volred in a dress while dancing.
Well, Volred's face only leads to death, so yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so you guys lead through the Guardian quarters, and very quickly, as you come through, you start to see a large section of burial chamber. But this does not seem to travel in any particular direction. It almost looks like this Gordian knot of labyrinthine alcoves and small rooms, as if they just kind of were building in whatever direction they wanted, and eventually stuff kind of came together and collapsed, and rejoined and diverged, leaving you no obvious inclination of where the correct path may go lying forward. But we're going to go ahead and call it there this evening before you guys go into the labyrinth corridors.
I'm sure it's a small jaunt. We can get through there real quick, like 2 minutes.
yeah. Come on now, you know us.
Well, the problem is there are a lot of different points of egress.
And his
here.
board on his wall is only so big.
I've got a pretty good survival. We could figure this out.
We got this.
Roll me an Arcana check.
That problem. Survival, absolutely.
I got an Arcana. I got that.
Now, I need you to roll an intimidation check.
I could do that.
Well, you could do it well.
With a +2.
That's worse than me. Okay. Thank you all for coming to this episode session of
No
Jace.
adjacent with Jace.
What?
this
There's
week.
no adjacent with Jace?
I'm fairly certain last week and first week. I'm pretty
You
sure.
remembered the schedule. I'm proud of you.
Yes, but what we do have next Tuesday is another session. Maybe I'm crazy, but we'll have to double check because I think I recall. I don't know. Were you guys gonna be out one of these sessions, or was it no? Narrowly. You know what? Yeah.
The
Later.
following
Not-
one.
Following.
That's what I thought. As I was like, oh shoot, was it this one? Or because I was sitting here thinking, I was definitely recalling it starting with a 2.
So join us next Tuesday, September 19th, for another session of The Adventures of Athoria, brought to you by the Black Tower Stories, Chapter 95?
Yes, it will be chapter 95.
Ha-ha!
Which is, it started to make me even more a little funny, because like last campaign we ended at like 160 something, and that was at level 16 or whatever, and I'm just like, we're getting close to 100 and you guys are still level 10, so I'm like, oh god.
It's not for not trying, okay? We definitely would
Yeah.
love to take another level if you're going to give us another level. Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know, maybe after this quest. Well, yes, after this quest. I know that, because I calculated all of this adventure for that end. As long as
Next
you guys don't
adjacent with
try
Jace
and
that
skip
Eric
out.
is on, I want to see the board. I need to take the board off the wall and show us the board.
No, I won't do that. But what I could do is I could take a picture of it and send it to you.
Nah, that's more convenient. I want
I'm okay
live
with that.
feed.
Well, I know, but I might be on to planning something else at that point.
I want to inconvenience you.
Too bad. Well, that's too damn bad.
Join us
But
next
yeah,
Tuesday
thanks for
at
coming out. Yeah,
7
next
a.m.
Tuesday. This video still available on Twitch. It'll be up on YouTube here in a couple days, so you can feel free to watch it there. We have links to the socials if you ever want to look anything there. If you enjoy the show, bring someone next time. Share out the stuff. We definitely appreciate it. You know, we're not trying to be anything too crazy, but you know, we are just here to have fun. But at the same time, more people means more happiness and more fun. So, yeah.
Good night, everyone. Stay safe. Be happy. See you next Tuesday.